and full of voice and full of energy, as we know. And the boys have just tossed. We got Harry Wheeler and Jules Hayes with the lovely locks from last week, and I think Yarrawonga won the toss, and they're electing to kick to the War Road end, boys.
The Logan Road end will go with
Logan Road end, sorry. Logan
Bobby
Road.
J. David Wink will have a look at our 40-wing stat sheet, please.
Yeah, so for the North Albury Hoppers with Julian Hayes, Timmy Broomhead, Ben Rigoni, my man, Captain Grumpy, Jack Penny, and Foster Gardner. And then for Yarrawonga, Harry Wheeler, Dan Howe, Cam Wilson, and Jack Elliott.
Alrighty. Where do these teams rank in certain categories, Winky? Who should win this game and why?
Well, North Albury should win the game, but with the outs, Yarrawonga should win the game, but with the outs they have, I mean, centre clearances, Yarrawonga's ranked 5th, North Albury's ranked 8th, which surprised me because that's a real strength of their side is that in and under midfielders that they have, and then inside 50s, they're sort of both ranked pretty even across the board for everything else, but there will be one in the centre, but with Yarrawonga having Willie Wheeler, their main midfielder out, I think North Albury have got a sniff. It's just whether or not that their back six can hold up.
Absolutely. So both sides just going through their last little handball warm-ups as we speak. There's a few kids down below having an absolute ball, which you can hear on the effects mic here at Button Park. A good vantage position here if you're watching on O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. Big shout out to Dougie Greshke, who will bring you the camera vision here at Button Park. And of course, Amos Ashley, our panel operator back at 2AY headquarters. What about you, Bobby Joe? Who do you think wins this game and why, please?
I tend to agree with what Winky just said there. I think Yarrawonga, as we walked into the gates today, was the obvious favourite, but the outs are intriguing. You've got two highly regarded midfielders that have a massive impact on the way Yarrawonga play football, not playing, and then you have a key defender and a real instigator of their ball movement in North Albury with Gardner out as well. So it's a strange one, but I still think Yarrawonga should get the job done with the class that they've got across the board and the firepower they got up front. I'm just having a look as they come out of their huddles. It looks like Yarrawonga have broken first, and there's Kennedy going down back. So yeah, I think Yarrawonga should get the points today, but gee whiz, North Albury aren't without their chances.
What about you, Winky?
Yeah, I think Yarrawonga should get it done, but North Albury certainly have a sniff. Well, now Yarrawonga by 2 goals.
Yeah, I reckon Yarrawonga are in a tight one. I think the average winning margin here at Button Park in 2026 is 20 points, so it's a venue that's seen some pretty close footy this year, Bobby J, and I reckon that'll continue today.
It's a good venue for football here. Very good venue.
Good venue for cricket, Bobby J?
Yeah, it's got a couple of runs here.
I was just looking for my binoculars and then went, oh, dearie me, Bobby J's pinched them.
Yeah, the Bushnells. I'm waiting for a set to come through from Bushnells. You haven't got back to me yet.
You want to call the first ball?
No, you go.
Thank you, Bobby J.
That's what they pay you the big bucks for. I'm just looking at matchups, mate. I just had a quick look, and it looks like Benny Cogill's starting down forward with Leroy.
So good luck to that North Albury defence, because Lee Williams is down there,
Kennedy.
Charlie McKenna's down there, Ben Cogill's down there, Ben Kennedy's down there, and Bailey Fronfelder. So they are short at the moment, North Albury, with no Matt Gardner, with a host of others not playing as well. So
looks like Popey's gone to Big Leroy. Cooper's gone to Cogill. And Flynn Gardner's gone to Ben Kennedy. Good luck, son.
Good luck to Jai Eckhart, who has Charlie McKenna on him as well, in just his 5th game of senior footy. They might make that change pretty quick. We're underway here on O&M Live.
On the flip side, it's a good way for the young fella to learn as well, but yeah.
So A-grade Oils and Batteries first quarter here on 2AY, O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. We have another stoppage in the middle of the ground. North Albury kicking to the club rooms end. Yarrawonga kicking to the Logan Road end. There's McIntosh out of the middle. High up and under the half back. Good mark by Dan Howe in defence for Yarrawonga. Plays on straight away. Comes to the dog park side of Button Park. Goes out wide looking for Bailey Fronfelder. Tracking after this football is Foster Gardner. Just keeps it in. McKenzie goes back to Foster Gardner, but he was out of play. And with a boundary throw in at left half back.
His role last week was really important. Young McKenzie, he was really good across half back there and played a very good role for the Hoppers.
Toss back in. Kotzer and Elliott. That'll be a fantastic matchup for us to watch today as Yarrawonga go forward. Kennedy, front posse. Was he paid the mark? Umpire said no.
I thought he was the only footballer to touch the ball there, Panda, so that's a stoppage inside 50. But the ruck, Jewel, you're right. The real sport last week with Indy Kotzer and big Isaac Muller, and we've got another one this week.
Cogill doing the ruck inside forward 50. Harry Wheeler caught from behind. Might be all right, though. It fades across the face for 1- score out of the stoppage. Yarrawonga moved to 1 behind. North Albury yet to score. We have played a minute and a half here in the first quarter for A-grade Alls and Batteries.
Having Dan Howe playing across half-back for Yarrawonga might help alleviate the deficiencies that Nick Fothergill and Willie Wheeler have left in the middle. So he's got a very important role.
Hayes goes long out of defence, finds Foster Gardner, who does a 40-20 grubber and finds about 50 metres down the line. A clever kick for North Albury, and it will be thrown back in at half-forward for them.
The Lizard Keens just taking that over the line. He was nicknamed, we gave him that nickname, and he's fondly taken it on board.
You reckon? Have you spoken to him, Bobby J?
I don't need to. I know the young man.
There's 2 Lizards in this comp, Lizard Keens and Lizard Wilson.
One's a full neck and one's just a bog eye.
Cam Wilson, was he grabbed high? Umpire says no, as the kids are having an absolute field day and screaming running down below us.
Don't forget the Hurricane over at Wodonga.
Yeah, Hurricane Burke. I saw him during the week. He loves it.
Julian Hayes grabbed, tackled hard by Forge. And we'll have another ball up on centre wing, far side, Alamein Avenue side of Button Park. Sun shining, a perfect day for football. Jack Penny trying to get a forward hand pass, tackled from behind by Wilson. So lots of stoppages early. Bobby J, 2 minutes played here for NZ Albury.
Yeah, both sides just feeling themselves out here and trying to get a grasp on what the matchups are around the stoppages and just seeing which ruckman can get ascendancy.
So Yarrawonga moved the ball to half forward, and another boundary throw in here on the far side of the ground. It's caught out there on the far wing. Winky, can you just go over who we're looking at again on the 40-wing stat sheet, please?
So for North Albury, Julian Hayes, Timmy Broomhead, Ben Rigoni, Jack Penny and Foster Gardner, who's already had a couple early touches.
So we've played 3 minutes. Fair to say we've had 10 stoppages already in this game, and we're going to have another one as Harry Wheeler slips over the line. And it goes out of play.
Just a notable, Mickey Gibbons has started on the bench for Yarrawonga Pigeons, so he's just managing his time again and making sure that his body's pristine, ready to roll. He
spent a lot of time on the bench last week, Bobby J. Coming on and off. Cam Wilson ekes a kick out of the stoppage towards the middle of the ground. Well done from Fraser. Dummy sells some candy, jams it on the boot in the pocket. No one in particular his favourable target there, and James Pope marks for North Albury. That should have been recalled. They've played on from a mark there.
No, they didn't play a mark. It was an arm chop, mate.
Okay. Well done, Bobby J. That's why they're best for the new market. Hayes at half-back wants to come inboard. In fact, he's forced to switch the football to true full-back. And Angus Crelly marks deep in defence for North Albury. They've moved the footy to the far side of the ground, right back pocket. Penny. Kick finds Tim Broomhead. Are they running a tag at all on Tim Broomhead, Bobby J?
Just watching to see what Maxie Finlay is actually doing, mate. I can't say that it's a hard tag, but I'm just watching to see where Maxie's going.
Broomhead gets a handball received, goes down the line with a worm burner, and it's out of play again in the exact same spot where you've had about 4 boundary throw-ins on the far wing. Yeah. So Yarrawonga 1 behind, North Albury yet to score. We've played a tad over 4 minutes in the opening quarter for A-grade Alls and Batteries. Boundary throw-in. Cots a front posse. Yarrawonga with all the numbers around the ball. Archie Jakes trying to spin out of trouble, caught holding the ball.
Once you try to evade, you give away your prior opportunities, and then young Jakes just did that then, and you're not going to get away from too many Gardner tackles there.
Gus Gardner, the tackler and free kick recipient on that occasion, goes short to Jack King.
One of 4 brothers. There would have been a fair bit of fighting over the last biscuit and the biscuit tin, wouldn't there?
Absolutely. Here's Jack King. Long dump kick down the line, Tom Gorman. Gee, he's grown in defence in the last couple of weeks.
He certainly has.
3rd week in a row I've done Yarrawonga, and he has gotten better every single week. Takes an intercept mark, goes short to Fraser. Howe runs past from the handball receive. Goes wide laterally to Forge, and he goes short to Archie Jakes. It's like a good old-fashioned boxing match, Bobby J. Both sides just feeling each other out early stages first quarter.
Just jabbing away, aren't they? Just jabbing away. It'll break up sooner rather than later. It's too good of a day for it not to be an open game of footy.
Harry Wheeler goes to half forward out the back of the contest. Williams was held off the football. Ralph tried to play for a free kick. Kennedy's hand pass was intercepted by North Albury and Rigoni. Chain a hand pass out of defence, far side. Crelly tries to bite off an aggressive kick in the corridor region. Howe on hands and knees. Going in there over the pill there is Graham. Harry Wheeler extracts it. 15 players around this footy. In the end, the boundary line wins out. And we've played 6.5 minutes here for NZ, and the first quarter has not lived up to any heights, David Wink. What's the 40-wing stat sheet telling us?
Yeah, no heights have been reached just yet, Blake, but Yarrawonga have a little bit of the momentum with 3 inside 50s to North Albury's 1, which was chopped off.
Something you're not used to, Winky, is heights at all. Sorry,
Oh.
that is a low blow.
A low blow. Oh, that's two in a sec.
Maxi Finlay goes by hand to Elliott. He goes short. Kennedy out in the Dukes in front. Takes a nice mark leading up at the football. Goes in quickly. Williams grabbed off the footy. Surely a free kick. It might not matter. Ben Kennedy's kicked a goal from 70.
Wow.
It rolled out the back. It kept on rolling through, and Yarrawonga kicked the first goal at the 6.5 minute mark. That is a Sunjan goal today.
Yeah, he kicked it really low and hard and flat in an effort to try and get it to Leroy. One out on his opponent, and it just drifted over the back, and it just took the right bounce and it rolled through. And that was a great out in front mark. He's pivotal today, Kennedy. If they can get that ball in that forward half, they've got so much firepower in that forward half that they're going to be a handful down there in that forward 50 for Yarrawonga.
Interesting, boys. Mickey Gibbons has come on and gone straight across to the far wing. So he hasn't gone into the middle. He's playing out on that far wing.
I don't mind it because we know he's got some serious running capacity and he can get involved enough there. So here's Rigoni out of the middle. Goes into the pocket straight away. King with the front posse. Good fist there came from Keens. Mooney on the football. Swings around onto his right foot. Dangerous kick inside 50. Moncrief his target. Jake's come and cut him off. First one there is Tim Broomhead trying to outmuscle his opponent there in pain. Can't get away from Fraser. Really good tackle by Zachy Fraser. And the umpire says, I'll have it.
Did that well in numbers, knowing that Broomhead's extremely dangerous anywhere near goals or 60 metres from goal. That was a good team effort to stop the play there.
Elliott down to Finlay, on to Wilson. Down the wing for the Pigeons. Good fist came from Flynn Gardner. Another one, Ralph. Back to Flynn Gardner. They're working it around by hand here on the centre wing. Good tackle applied by Wilson on Moncrief. And we'll have a ball up on true centre wing right in front of the North Albury bench.
Leighton Cole's entered the field,
yes,
Bobby
baby.
J.
Let's go, son.
We are on Leighton Co watch, who could not get to that ruck contest. Wilson with another little kick. He had 35 and kicked 2 goals last time he played North Albury, Cam Wilson. So they had to put a little bit of work into him during the week. Another ball up. Just in between wing and half forward for Yarrawonga.
Oh, good tap, big fella.
There he is. Leighton Co with a hit out. Let's go Leighton Co hit out watch, please, Winky. Write it down on the stat sheet. Fraser trying to go by hand. Intercepted by McIntosh. Great come from behind tackle from Wilson. He is applying pressure early, and this is another 40 wings disposal for Cam Wilson on centre wing.
Up to 5 now on the 40 wing stat sheet.
He goes short down the line. Finds Max Finlay, who grows once again every week in the forward half of the ground for Yarrawonga. Likes the lead in the pocket. Not a great kick. Flynn Gardner, your man Bobby J, floats across and intercepts for North Albury.
He's in my back pocket for the rolling team of the year. And
I don't think he's left since about round 5, has he?
I think he's almost rubber stamped it. I've almost written that in pen, that one.
Oh, Ben Ralph has been pinged for running too far here. Out in the far pocket. Took too many steps, and it's going to be a free kick, I think, to Tom McKinney. Inside forward 50 here for Yarrawonga in front of the scoreboard.
Yeah, not the ideal place to hand the footy over, but you don't mind that he was scoping out and making sure he had the right options. Just forgot to bounce the footy, which is crucial when you're running a certain distance, Winky.
Well, you need to bounce it over 15 steps, Bob.
That's the rules of the game, isn't it, Wink?
Pretty much. Which basketball implement their rules properly?
So Tom McKinney, tight angle. He'll kick from probably 45 metres out when he makes purchase with the Sharon. Doesn't get the distance. James Pope probably could have marked that one for North Albury. Ball still alive on the last line for Yarrawonga. Julian Hayes makes no mistake and rushes it through for a minor score. 1-2-8 Yarrawonga, yet to score North Albury. We have played 10 minutes for NZ. All that on the Steelline scoreboard.
I asked Jules about his hair last week in the pre-match, and he was very enamoured with it. He thought he went from a 9 to a 10. Oh, Jules. So
there's no way Jules thought he was a 9.
Oh, that Julian thinks he's a 10. I can tell you that right now.
I was pretty happy with it. If I had hair, it'd be exactly the same as Jules Hayes. Don't you worry about that, boys.
Isaac Campbell goes short to Chris Ironelli, the boy from Leighton, Bobby J.
Yeah, the Leighton Ironelli. It's a famous name out that way, Panda. There's a trucking company called Ironellis, and I dare say he's loaded some way, shape or form.
He had to go back to Flynn Gardner, who now is being corralled by Ben Kennedy and has to kick it out of defence down the wing. It gets out the back and it might work all right for North Albury, who have the numbers. McKenzie just keeps the footy and has to retreat to Ironelli. Dummies around Harry Wheeler. Inboard kick looking for Ben Ralph. It might work out all right here. Has to get his kick away in a hurry. Mooney in front of Gorman. Got 2 hands to it. Wasn't able to mark. And
oh, no.
Oh, wow. Tom Gorman has been paid the mark for a ball he did not touch.
Oh, my Lord.
That is extraordinary. Anyway, play goes on. He goes down the far wing. We're having a laugh here up in the box. Ianelli over the footy. North Albury almost forced the turnover on centre wing. Kennedy extracts it for Yarrawonga. Off a step goes Urquhart in the Williams direction. He gets a hold, and Lee Williams will line up 45 out, 45-degree angle.
North Albury will be very disappointed with that. Tim Broomhead is one-on-one with Xavier Mitchell, who's only in his second game of footy, or senior footy. What's happening here? I don't know. Only his second game of footy. Tim was out the back in a one-on-one with the young fella. Tim would have been licking his lips, I think.
I think you're right. A little bit of a jumper tug there from Popey, and you get nervous when you're playing on a bloke like Lee Williams inside the forward 50 by yourself, and just infringed there.
So Lee Williams, off 4 goals last week, just looked so good for Yarrawonga. Kick on the way is a beauty.
That's a great strike.
Leroy's back in 2026. That's his 5th goal in 2 weeks. And the Yarrawonga Pigeons second, 2-2-14 to North Albury, yet to score on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Yeah, the great strike of the football there, Leroy. He's kicked over 1,000 goals. The last time we called the Yarrawonga game out there, I witnessed him kicking his 1,000th goal, and he's just been a great servant for this footy club. And Whooper said in pre-game that once the pressures of coaching football and coaching football forward from this year on, he sort of lifted the weight off his shoulders and started playing some really good football. And as you said, Blake, he's kicked a couple of bagfuls the last few weeks, and he's starting to become dangerous again. The
last 2 weeks, he's been running on top of the ground, and his defensive efforts, Bobby, have been what's been really impressive. Yeah.
Back in the middle, so North Albury, how many inside 50s, Winky?
5-3 at the moment.
In favour of Yarrawonga?
Yarrawonga's way, yep.
On the 40-wing stat sheet, so yet to have a real good look at it. Cam Wilson providing a real headache in the engine room for Yarrawonga. His kick was partially smothered, and Foster Gardner wins the football back for North Albury on the far side. McIntosh beelines the football. Went without it. Fronfelder gets it on to McKimmie. Off a step in the Leroy direction once again. Gets front posse. Thought he was being held once again. Flynn Gardner wins it for North Albury. Clearing kick. Might come back. McKenzie gets a bad bounce on the defensive 50. Gibbons applies a really good tackle. Pins his arm. And the umpire says, I'll have it. And we'll ball it up just inside Yarrawonga's attacking 50.
Yeah, the issues we spoke about in pre-match around there, getting the ball inside 50, doesn't seem to have any issues with Yarrawonga.
Michael Gibbons gets a handball received, goes to the goal square. There's a tussle, and I reckon James Pope's given away another free kick to Lee Williams directly in front, top of the goal square.
Yeah, that ball coming in top of the goal square. Leroy's a dangerous player. Defenders get nervous. It doesn't matter how good a defender you are, and James Pope is one of the better defenders in the league. Leroy gets himself in the right spot 9 times out of 10, and that was a perfect example of getting in the right position and putting the defender under pressure.
This will be 2 and 2 minutes for Leroy. Directly in front, puts it through. Yarrawonga have 3 in the first quarter, 3-2-20. North Albury yet to score at the 15th minute mark for NZ. Steel Line scoreboard.
As I mentioned, the issues around the stoppage around the balls with Fothergill and Wheeler being late emissions has not seemed to stop the Yarrawonga team moving the ball forward with freedom, and they're really dominating the stoppages and clearances and moving the ball forward inside 50 and giving Leroy every opportunity.
They certainly are. And Cam Wilson's up to 6 disposals. Lee Williams already has the 2 goals on the board. Yarrawonga in control this one at the moment.
They certainly are. And a little bit of pressure needs to be applied on Cam Wilson here. How many has he had, Winky?
6 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
And we've gone 15 minutes for NZ.
I don't think they're doing a tag with Timmy Broomer. Cam Wilson's side by side at the centre stoppages, but I don't think that's a tag. That's a starting position.
You're right on it, Bobby J, for the Newmarket Hotel. Panda Escott with you for Border Bandag here in the opening quarter for A-grade oils and batteries. And there's that man again, Wilson. Not a disposal, but he taps it forward for Yarrawonga. They win the footy in the middle of the ground. Harry Wheeler, high dump kick inside 50. McKenna from behind. Kennedy tried to claim it. Wasn't paid the mark. Here's Packer on debut. Wasn't able to get involved in the action. Fronfelder brought down by Eckhart. Ball up once again, right forward pocket for Yarrawonga.
A quick around the grounds. Lavington have got the jump on Wangaratta. They're a couple of goals in front, 13-2 early doors.
For Ray White,
yeah, for Ray White, Wodonga.
Good on you, Bobby J. You keep us updated in the closest game if you can. JP, Jack Penny, who joined us on the All-Rounders this morning, went by hand. And there's a free kick here for a hold on Rigoni.
Another Ray White around the grounds. Cora Rutherglen are a point in front of Myrtleford Saints at home at the moment.
So North Albury have switched the footy. James Pope has it in the left back pocket. Logan Road end of Button Park doing a lot of defending in this opening quarter of the green and gold. Ben Ralph the young fella from Thaguna. Aggressive worm-burning kick that hits the deck looking for Penny. Graham provides a helping hand in defence. Back to Ralph. Mosey's through the back 50 onto Hayes. They go by hand to Broomhead. Right foot kick to the far wing. There's a one-on-one here between Gardner and also young man on debut. That is Jeremy Packer, who evens up a good one-on-one and gets a boundary throw in on the far wing out there on the far side.
Yeah, Alpaca. That's that's the kick that's been letting them down at the moment. The kick coming out of the half-back line for North Albury Hoppers. They just can't seem to get it past that centre circle sort of line across the ground. They need to sharpen that up a little bit.
We're going to have another stoppage from the boundary throw-in.
Fellas, I'll just note, Maxi Finlay hasn't gone to Tim Broomhead. He's running around with Ben Rigoni. So
Wow.
he's following Ben Rigoni around here these last couple of stoppages and hanging on to him like a bad smell.
Well, fair play. Benny Rigoni's form the last 3 or 4 weeks has been simply outstanding. And he's definitely a player to be watching.
How many disposals is he averaging for the year, Ben Rigoni, Winky?
Ben Rigoni's averaging 24 and a half.
I'd like to see what his numbers are for the last 4 or 5 games. They'd be plus 30.
Wheeler tumbles a footy to half forward, and Ben Kennedy sees it over the line and across the chalk for another boundary throw. We probably had 6 or 7 boundary throw-ins in this game already, Bobby J.
And they all seem to be over the far side of the ground. If a company out there needs to get some exposure, just give me a call.
Bushnells?
Bushnells, I mentioned them before.
Penny's hand pass put his teammate under pressure, but he goes back and wins an important footy. He was tackled by Cam Wilson, and his kick is intercepted by Howe. And here come Yarrawonga right through the middle of Button Park. Sees something out of the corner of his eye. Fronfelder gets a free kick. No, I reckon he's given away a free kick for a block.
Yeah, Leroy just put a block on, is that Flynn Gardner?
Campbell, I think.
Campbell, is it? Yep.
So a free kick to North Albury in defence. They trail 3-3-21. North Albury yet to score in this opening quarter for A-grade Alls and Batteries. We've played 18 minutes for NZ. Can you believe it? Leighton Coe, the nicest man on earth, has given away a free kick.
He'd be saying sorry.
You would apologise.
He's given away a free kick to Dan Howe. How many for Dan Howe, Winky, first term?
This will be number 5 for Dan Howe.
He plays on. Shallow kick into the pocket. Looking for Kennedy straight through the mitts. Flynn Gardner went with the underground hand pass. McKenzie onto Broomhead. Little fumble, but he was okay to get it back towards Campbell. He's tackled by Wilson. And another ball up. Half forward, far side of Button Park.
Geez, his defensive work's been really good early, Cam Wilson.
Yep.
You know, if he hasn't got the footy, he's wrapping up a tackle and creating a stoppage again. So he's playing well-rounded game at the moment.
Still all this happening in the forward half of the ground for Yarrawonga. Elliott out of the stoppage towards Williams. Out the back, he's first there. Left the football behind. So did Charlie McKenna. All this happening at the top of the goal square for Yarrawonga. And Eckhart wins an important one-on-one for North Albury. Goes by hand to Moncrief. Balks back and goes to the defensive goal square, finds Penny. Going to go out wide towards McKenzie. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full. It doesn't stay in play, and a free kick to Yarrawonga and young Archie Jakes. On the Logan Road end, goes into the pocket looking for Fronfelder, and Penny makes up for his mistake and knocks it over across the line for a boundary throw-in. So we've gone 19 minutes for NZ. Opening quarter, Yarrawonga have 3 goals. North Albury are yet to score.
They've controlled the footy nicely after the first little session of play where Leroy.
He's pushed his opponent in the back and given away a free kick as he went to snap on goal, Bobby J.
Yeah, those first 10 minutes was a bit of a feeling out process, and Yarrawonga have sort of got things on their terms with Dan Howe controlling the ball across half back, and Yarrawonga having plenty of options up in that forward 50 to present, with Kennedy and Williams, and Basil's, been presenting the last little bit. And we haven't seen Charlie McKenna yet have an impact in that forward 50, so they've got some weapons up their sleeve. They keep getting that ball inside 50.
Kotzer goes out wide. There he is.
Oh, yes.
Leighton Coe. A great mark.
Contested mark, mate. Right,
An elite body and paint mark of the day. And like a good ruckman, he goes by hand to Penny. Inboard kick finds Graham. Still in the defensive half of the ground, North Albury. Far wing. They trail 21-0 for Steelline. Bob Jackson with you for the Newmarket Hotel. David Wink on the 40-wing stat sheet. And we got Panda Escott for Border Bandag. King has it on the far wing. King on the wing. Gets around the man on the mark. He's going to kick this long inside 50. That's how Yarrawonga want to be able to defend. Howe floats across, intercepts,
Holding.
but I reckon there's a free kick against Tommy Gorman, Bobby J.
Yeah, a bit of a hold there around the waist. When umpires see the hands go around the waist of a forward, that's an indication of a free kick straight away, and that's what happened just there. A little bit nervous. All defenders get nervous. Doesn't matter who plays where, and in that back 50, you get nervous when the ball's not in your spot.
Want the ball coming in, though.
Yes.
Long and high like that and slow.
Well, Howe's already taken 3 intercept marks, and that would have been 4th if it wasn't for the infringement.
So Jamie Mooney, 15 goals for the year. Kick on the way is pretty good. He's got it through.
That's a ripper.
Turns to the can bar. Gets him up and about. Kicked 4 goals last time he played against Yarrawonga. He's got the Hoppers first. They move to 1 straight 6. Yarrawonga 3-3-21 on the Steel Line scoreboard.
That's a beautiful strike of the footy. Nice, clean run up, and the umpire didn't move. And, that's just what the Hoppers needed. Very much against the flow. An infringement there, 40 metres out in front of the faithful. And he turned around and said, the next beer's on me.
Guess who started that whole play, Bobby J? Leighton Coe's intercept mark.
Of course he did.
Handballed it off, bang.
Contested mark. But McIntosh, King, and also Campbell, they're very important players today. They're the next players up.
Here come Yarrawonga once again. Josh Payne out of the middle, kick not favouring his teammate. Flynn Gardner got to the front posse and dropped the mark for North Albury. Fraser swoops on the Sharon inboard, kicks a beauty, finds McKimmie.
Oh.
Had to be a free kick against Hayes.
Wow.
Came across and completely pushed him out of the marking contest, and the umpire said no thank you.
Just a couple of un-Flynn-like things. He's just dropped a couple of marks that he normally would take. He sets such a high standard, Flynn, and he's a quality player. I'm sure he'll bounce back.
Jack Elliott out of the stoppage, floats one inside 50 for Yarrawonga. Eckhart's hand pass put his teammate Foster Gardner under the pump. He just tapped it clear of his teammate there, and Campbell soccers it off the ground out of defence. Graham goes by hand towards Campbell. Jakes wins it back for the Pigeons, runs out of room. Boundary throw in on the far half-forward flank for Yarrawonga, who lead by 14 points for Steel Line. 20 plays 6. Here's Bobby J for the Newmarket Hotel.
He's a likely talent, young Jakes, isn't he? He's a smooth mover out on that wing and a left footer as well. He's got plenty of talent, plenty of upside. He's a O&M under-18 captain.
Yep. Winky, some numbers for 40 Winks, opening turn.
Yeah, Jack Penny leading the way for North Albury with 6, and then Cam Wilson has the 7 disposals on Yarrawonga's side.
Elliott's getting busy out of the stoppage and ruck contest here for Yarrawonga. Inside 50 he goes. Fraser by hand looking for McKimmie. Crelly over around the football. McKimmie tackled straight away by Rigoni, who's got that tag, Maxi Finlay. And we have a stoppage just inside attacking 50 for Yarrawonga.
13 inside 50s to 4,
Wow.
Yarrawonga's way.
They've come to play, repeating Nick Fothergill and Willie Wheeler late outs for Yarrawonga as Kotzer pushes his opponent under the football. Payne sat under a high ball. Coe did well not to give away a free kick. Gibbons came through traffic 3 and then takes the bounce in the middle of the ground, sizes it up, kicks to true half forward. Oh, coming across there was Kennedy. In fact, it was Cogill, tried to claim a contested mark. We have a free kick here for a hold. I reckon that's against James Pope once again. I reckon he just hung on to the young debutant, and it's Paddy Waugh. Steve Waugh.
Oh, tug of war.
Patrick Waugh has his first touch in footy, directly in front, 20 out for his first goal on debut.
Just borrowed Panda's Bushnells, and it looks like he's got his lucky red rag hanging out the back of his shorts, a la tug of war. He just gives it a nice little wipe there before he has a shot at goal, but he's a likely top. I saw him in the warm-up. A little bit of a leg tat, a little bit of a spunk about him, so left footer, dead set in front.
14 twos games this year for 12 goals. 5 in the best. Gets rewarded with an opportunity today and bangs it through, does he?
Oh, jeez!
Just look at him celebrate. I reckon he could rival Bailey Fronfelder for the biggest celebrator in footy. Well done, Paddy Waugh. He kicks his first goal on debut and extends the margin back out to 20 points for the Pigeons.
There's a little bit of Basil about that one. That instantly a David Wink fan there, aren't you, Winky?
Well, that Basil will not be happy with that. He will outdo that if he gets one today. But fantastic for the young bloke to go back, kick his first goal in senior Owens and Murray footy. Great moment for him.
He comes off his knackered. Have a look at him. He's going to have a spell, the young fella. He's real happy.
He put in more effort for the celebration than what he did for the sausage roll.
We love that, don't we?
Absolutely.
Just having a look down here,
Yeah,
boys.
Lee
Looks
Williams getting a bit of work, Bobby J.
on the left knee there, by the looks of it, boys. We'll just keep a close eye on that, the war horse.
Here's Jack Elliott out of the stoppage again, in towards Frontfelder. Good fist from behind there from Campbell. Foster Gardner applies a tackle on Zach Fraser. Another ball up inside Yarrawonga's attacking 50. Those inside 50 numbers again, please, Winky.
15 to 4 for the quarter.
Siren sounds to end a quarter, dominated by the Yarrawonga Pigeons here at Button Park. A must-win game for them if they are to keep their top 3 hopes alive. Yarrawonga lead 4-2-26 to North Albury, 1 straight 6. It's O&M Live on 2AY, quarter time, and an O&M Live. You will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Quarter time here at Button Park, North Albury. Yarrawonga with a strong opening quarter to leave 4-2-26 over North Albury, 1 straight 6. Panda Escott with you for Border Bandab. We've got David Wink on the 40-wing stat sheet. Bobby J will get to the boundary soon. Winky, our quarter's best in the opening quarter, please, for Hotondo Holmes.
Yeah, for Yarrawonga, Cam Wilson was outstanding. He had 7 disposals, and so did Jack Elliott in the ruck. Started to really get on top in the second half of that first term. grabbing the ball out of the ruck, which we saw him and Chris Knowles do a lot last week. And then for North Albury, Jack Penny had the 6 disposals, but turned a couple of those over, but finding the footy as he always does, JP.
We'll get to Bobby J now if we can, who was at both huddles actually at quarter time. What do the respective coaches have to say, Bobby J? Whoop, how about I turn you on? There we go.
Yeah, I just floated between the two. Leroy Williams was happy with the way they went around the stoppages and contested footy. They just really wanted to control the receivers across half-back for North Albury. On the flip side, they wanted to really, North Albury and Tim Broomhead really wanted to control the ball when they had it across half-back and get better use moving out of that back line because they're getting plenty of footy, plenty of opportunities. They just got to make the most of it moving out of that back 50. So both coaches are relatively calm, relatively happy. Leroy's back on the rub-down table, boys. I think
he's limping around, Bobby J.
Real concern with that knee. I think it's a knee-shin type sort of scenario, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, he doesn't look very good at all. He was limping around at quarter time. Just the expression on his face, he didn't seem too confident at all, did Lee Williams. So let's just fingers crossed. He's battled injury a lot in the last couple of years. Fingers crossed that he can get back out there because he kicked 2 goals in the first quarter, Winky.
He certainly did, and the last fortnight especially, he's looked really good. We've called Yarrawonga the last 3 or 4 weeks, and he's been really, really important to how they play.
Around the grounds quickly for Ray White, Wodonga. Quarter time in the ovens of Murray. Myrtleford 29 lead Corowa 20. Wangaratta 28 lead Lavington 20. Wodonga Raiders lead Wodonga 17-9, and Albury lead the Rovers 21-16. So a few upsets at the moment. Quarter time in the ovens of Murray, and we're underway here in the second quarter. All thanks to Avis Albury. Yarrawonga with a 20-point advantage here at Button Park. Kotzer down towards Penny, overran the football, burrowed back in, extracted it. It's been stolen though by Wheeler, who sends it forward towards Yarrawonga. Hayes come across with a defensive fist. First one there is Crelly. Clever enough to tap it around Urquhart and run onto the Sharon. Has to go back to Hayes. Runs back and retreats good 20 yards to Flynn Gardner. He goes short, finds Cooper McIntosh. Best game of senior footy for Cooper last week, Bobby J.
Yeah, he was. He was certainly good off across that half-back, and a real important role this week, along with Peppers Campbell and also young Jack King. They're very important roles.
He kicked, though, is almost turned over. Elliott floats in the hole. And then North Albury get the ball at half forward onto Gus Gardner. Kicked, though, over the head of Ben Rigoni, who's gone forward to try and shake that tag. And Gibbons marks in defence for Yarrawonga. Goes short. Finds your man, Bobby J. Lizard Keens.
Good boy, Lizard.
Has to kick in a hurry. Kotzer fisted it away from Urquhart. Graham with a clever hand pass on to Crelly. He goes inboard to Gardner. Outside of the boot, Banana is not a great kick. Gibbons on the last line of defence. Spun out of traffic. Goes by hand to Mitchell. Gets a 1-2. Michael Gibbons. Was met the other way from Gardner. Just got to kick away in a nick of time. Here's Maxie Finlay. Mowed down by Rigoni. Good pressure. And Eckhart marks for North Albury on the point of the centre square. On to Hayes. He goes out wide. Finds Kotzer. Just inside the centre square, far wing. Goes back to Crelly. He goes laterally towards James Pope. Raking left foot kick for North Albury. Inside 50. No one in particular his target. Goes by hand to Mooney. Import hand pass to McIntosh. Flying shot from the pocket. Is touched on the last line by Dan Howe. And it's 1- score to North Albury. 1-1-7. Yarrawonga 4-2-26. The second minute for NZ in the second quarter here for Steelline.
Max Finlay is actually inside Rigoni's jumper. That's how tight he's been playing him, and he's finding him everywhere.
Sorry, second quarter for Avis Albury. Second quarter CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Penny tried to intercept for North Albury. McKenzie goes by hand. Here's Fisher on to Penny. Inboard kick, a beauty, Rigoni. First little bit of space he has had all day. Sorry, it's Jack King, Jack King marks on a lead for North Albury. Tight in the pocket, he'll kick from 40 out.
It is the first mark inside either team's forward 50, and North Albury have already gone inside forward 50 as much as they did in the first quarter.
That's why you're the best, Winky, on the 40-wing stat sheet. So Jack King playing forward for North Albury this year. Couple of metres in from the boundary. Drop punt on the way is skinny. It's through for 1- score. North Albury 1-2-8. Yarrawonga 4-2-26 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. We have played 3 minutes, Bobby J, for the Newey.
Yeah, just down in front of us here, guys. Lee Williams has been put through a little bit of a fitness test. He's actually got his knee taped up and he's moving worse.
Yep.
That's not a good sign.
No.
Not a good sign at all. He's got the inside of his knee taped up, so that's For all you medicos out there, I'm sure you'll let me know. Is that an interior or an MCL or an ACL or a QCL?
A QCL, is that even a thing?
Yeah, I don't know, mate.
Far wing.
That's a sore knee.
Stoppage.
He's got a sore knee.
As McKimmie is wrapped up by North Albury. Ball up. Penny trying to play basketball. Crowley swung around in a tackle. Got a hand pass away. McIntosh through traffic. Good hands to Broomhead. Had to get rid of it in a hurry. Back towards McIntosh. Little fumble. And Broomhead's hand pass intercepted by Forge. In Yarrawonga go once again, but it's not the entry. Yeah, Pope dropped a really easy mark, though, in defence. It just allowed Bailey Fronfelder to snap and hit the post. He hit the post, did Bailey Fronfelder with a little dribbling one. And Yarrawonga moved to 4-3-27. North Albury 1-2-8 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Basil needs one to get going, and that might have been the one. It looked like it was on its way through, and it just took a little bit of leg break sort of action there, but... one thing that the Yarrawonga coaching staff really focused on,
all Rigoni goes short to Broomhead,
was to focus on. It'll be interesting to see how it happens here. Was to really focus on the receivers, to stop the receivers getting the footy across half back, and the pressure that they apply will be interesting to see.
Campbell goes straight down the corridor, and Yarrawonga have forced a turnover. Wheeler onto Elliott. Scrubby little kick goes back inside 50. Fronfelder with a bit of separation and dropped an easy mark. There was no one around him. Mackenzie in defence for North Albury onto Hayes, who's always calm. Looping hand pass over to Pope, who shows a little bit of candy and runs out of defence for North Albury. Doesn't muck around, kicks to a one-on-one. Penny and Harry Wheeler, two tough nuts going at the footy on the far side. Mitchell was just grabbed off the football, which allows Penny a little bit of an advantage. Trying to tap it towards himself, but the young man Mitchell does well. North Albury will want a stoppage here at half forward, and they're going to get one.
He done well there, Mitchell. To go head-to-head with Jack Penny and hold his own, that's a fantastic result for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. You won't find a harder competitor than Jack Penny in the O&M, and for him to draw even there was a great result for the Pigeons.
5 minutes played for NZ, second quarter for Avis, and a stoppage. Make it a second one in the same spot, just inside forward 50 here at Button Park. Logan Road, end of the ground.
I reckon Basil would have loved his time over again. That was probably one of the more simpler chest marks he was ever going to get, and I think it surprised him how much space he actually had.
Mooney puts his head over the Sharon, tackled straight away. We'll have another ball up. Third one on that spot. Yarrawonga lead 4-3 to 1-2. 2 goals to Williams, who still looks really sore on that bench in front of us, not moving well at all. Big story here at Button Park. Elliott onto Wilson, and a boundary throw in. This time on the far side.
This thing annoys me. There's 4 guys in pink just standing in the middle of the ground doing absolutely sweet FA. Get off the ground. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, get off the ground.
They're marshalling the troops, Bobby J.
Ah, God, blimey. Get off.
Bobby J's win for the day.
Now there's another one coming across. There's 5 of them. For Pete's sake.
Boundary throw in.
Who's Pete?
Elliott grabs it out of the ruck onto Wheeler, onto Forge. Kick almost intercepted on the far wing. Foster Gardner dropped a mark. Fronfelder has to get rid of it. Oh, he's pinged holding the ball. Not sure why. He ended up getting a hand pass away. North Albury playing with an advantage, and it's a really poor kick. Gibbons marks in the middle of Button Park. He goes straight away to Howe, who's making space for him in half forward. Kick in towards McKenna.
Oh, good lead.
Great kick from Howe to the advantage of Charlie McKenna. And he marked in front of young Eckhart. McKenna will line up for his first goal in 2 weeks.
That happened right in front of us. It's just a little bit of eye contact between Dan Howe and this young budding superstar, Charlie McKenna, and he just got in front. He was only a step in front, and the skills of Dan Howe just put it straight on the emblem, and he took a nice chest mark. This guy, gee whiz, he's a star in the rise, isn't he, boys?
He's kicked 29 goals for the year, 18 in his last 6. Regulation for Charlie McKenna. He sneaks it home. That's his first goal today. Yarrawonga's 5th. 5-3-33 to 1-2-8 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Can I ask you a question, Winky?
Yep.
When they say for Pete's sake, who's Pete? And when they say not happy Jan, who's Jan? So who's Jan and who's Pete?
You're asking the wrong. I reckon Luke Francis would know the answer to those questions. Bobby?
Anyway, back to the footy. The Yarrawonga, they got in the right hands of Gibbons and Howe there and got the ball inside 50. And young McKenna, gee whiz, he's been impressive. He had a down week last week, but the week before he kicked 5 goals against Myrtleford and stamped himself as a superstar.
So Yarrawonga with a real good buffer here at Button Park. Elliott actually stayed down in the ruck contest, and Kotzer gave it to him. North Albury win it back through Broomhead, though. Pinpoint kick into the lead of Mooney. Good agility to get around Gorman. Snapping from the pocket, Jamie Mooney playing the goalkeeper on the last line with Lizard Keynes. That looked goal-bound.
Yeah, that was. They had the right trajectory and the right bounce to sort of threaten the goals. And if it wasn't for my man Frillneck Lizard, that would have been a goal.
Yarrawonga 5-3. North Albury now moved to 1-3. Trailing by 24 points. Kotzer trying to mark the ball on the wing. Finlay, a little grubber kick down the line to a one-on-one towards Paddy Warp, and also Foster Gardner. We have a boundary throw in right on true centre wing. Go to Winky for some 40-wink stats. 8 minutes played NZ second term.
Timmy Broomhead up to 10 disposals for the match. He would be loving his time out there with Ben Rigoni copying the tag.
Wilson just on Ben Rigoni at this stoppage now. Rigoni applying a tackle, and we'll have a ball up on centre wing.
Ben Rigoni with the 5 touches with that Max Finlay tag right in his back pocket.
So Kotzer and Elliott going head-to-head once again. Broomhead provides a little bit of separation for Rigoni this time. Good hand pass from Fraser. It allows McKimmie to get onto his left to half forward. Good work there from Flynn Gardner on Ben Kennedy. Fraser ran into a big tackle from Crelly. Oh. They are too hot on the holding the ball.
Gee whiz, that's 2 or 3, isn't it?
2 or 3 that the players have been tackled, gotten rid of it, but the umpires have said you had it too long. A free kick to North Albury. Crelly's kick was touched. McIntosh, that's the exact same as the one before. Turnover. Yarrawonga's pressure's really good. McKimmie on the boot, going to land just outside attacking 50. Fronfelder gets it to ground. Flynn Gardner's hand pass was hot. McIntosh for North Albury. Inboard hand pass to Gardner. Gives it back to Hayes. Tries to mosey out of defence. Retreats back towards his defensive goal square to Pope, and he goes short to Gus Gardner. Inside 50 numbers, Winky, second term.
5 to North Albury, 4 to Yarrawonga.
Gus Gardner goes short to Hayes.
So this is a situation they spoke about at the break. They wanted Julian kicking over marks. He didn't want the ball on the run. They made...
Foster Gardner puts Tim Pruitt under the pump. Back to you, Bobby J, for the new week.
Yeah, just to make sure that when they move the footy, that they move it with precision and make sure that Julian Hayes doesn't sort of get that running flow and running through the lines that he's pronounced renowned for. That's the word I was looking for.
I'll help you out, Bobby J.
Thanks, mate. English is not my strong point.
Yarrawonga go down the line. Isaac Campbell marked in intercepts for North Albury. They trail 9 to 33. Yarrawonga 5 goals. North Albury 1. Oh, kick was aggressive. It gets to Gus Gardner. Goes by hand to Broomhead. Usually does something pretty good. Goes inside 50. Over the head, though, of Rigoni. Finlay under the pump. Yeah, that was a throw. Good decision.
That was a better one.
And Ben Rigoni gets one back on his tagger. Oh, he dummies around the man on the mark. Kicks it into a little pocket of space. Backing back with courage was Urquhart. Right call, free kick. Chop of the arms. High contact, take your pick. And Geordie Urquhart has it deep in defence for Yarrawonga. At the 11th minute mark, Bobby J, they're in control. They lead 33-9 for Avis Albury.
They certainly are. They're covering all avenues to goal that the North Albury guys, the North Albury players are trying to use. And we're just looking down here in front of us. Leroy's got rid of the tape, and he seems to be moving better without the tape.
Yarrawonga's kick in the middle of the ground might be turned over. Pope was first there. He applies a defensive tackle. And we have a ball up point of the square. We might go around the grounds at your nearest convenience, please. Convenience, please, Bobby J.
Convenience, yep.
That one for Ray White-Wodonga. Whenever you can. Elliott down towards Wilson. Did he put his head over the footy? He did. Umpire said play on. He ducked into it. Yarrawonga go forward once again. Oh, what a mark from McKenna. Benny Ralph just leapt a little bit too early. McKenna timed it perfectly.
It's been reversed, mate.
Oh, Bobby J, what'd you spot for the new week?
Back here, Cam Wilson is having a bit of an argy-bargy with a couple of North Albury players. I think Julian Hayes might have been one of them. So Hayes, got the kick reversed and he's got a free kick across the half-back line for North Albury Hoppers.
Did not see that at all. So it's a free kick to North Albury and Julian Hayes in the defensive 50. He goes short to Ralph, and they're going to switch the football to the Dog Park side of Button Park. Here's Flynn Gardner. Kick puts Rigoni under the pump and it forces the turnover. How's the one-handed pick up from Benny Kennedy? Kicks it towards goal. It's across the face. Ralph under the pump. Got a rib tickler from Charlie McKenna who really made him earn it. And Benny Ralph's down behind play. Broomhead goes to Moncrief. They've exited D50. Here's Graham. This has to be a good kick. Goes to half forward. He's turned it over. Tommy Gorman has it for Yarrawonga. Dan Howe now. Left foot kicks good. Goes inboard to Bobby J's man, Lizard Keynes. Payne's under the pump. His kick was smothered, and North Albury have the turnover now. McIntosh goes inboard looking for Fisher. They're inside attacking 50. He just had to grab the Sharon. He fumbled, and then he applied a good tackle. And the umpire says I'll have it in front of the scoreboard. 33 plays 9. Yarrawonga lead at the 13th minute mark for NZ.
Fisher just needed to be clean there at least once or twice to have a shot on goal or get the ball in a better position, but just fumbled a couple of times. Just need to steady himself, get some oxygen in the brain, and pick that ball up nice and clean.
Jamie Mooney went by hand towards McIntosh. It's fumbled over the line. We might go around the grounds for Ray Watbononga now, Bobby
Around
Joe.
the grounds, we've got a starting to tighten up. Myrtleford is starting to take control. They're 29-20 in front of it. Corowa, Lavington, Wangaratta Seniors have got control there, 28-20, and Raiders are keeping the Wodonga Bulldogs at bay, 17-9. And it's a stalemate at...
I reckon you need to refresh that, Bobby J.
But I wasn't going to throw you under the bus, Bobby.
Throw me under the bus. My phone is still a Nokia block. So
there's a free kick here to Jamie Mooney, who's got it. A couple of metres in from the boundary. He'll kick this from 50 out, but we know this is in his kit bag after what he delivered in the first quarter, Bobby.
Certainly can. I'm just devastated. That phone's out the window. It's horrible.
What you need to do, Bobby, is just refresh it next time you read the scores.
I did refresh it 3 times.
Well, you know what you do? You press the back button and then you go back into the 2026 season. You watch all the scores light up with new levels for you. Here's Jamie Mooney. Drop punt on the way. Looks pretty good. I reckon he's nailed it. Jamie Mooney's got his second. That's 6 goals in 6 quarters against Yarrawonga in 2026. The Hoppers move to 2-3. Yarrawonga 5-3 on the CV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
It's a fair roost.
They're up to date.
Yeah. Bobby's just worked out how to use a phone in 2026.
I'm still rolling with the Nokia.
And Jamie Mooney has popped his second through from 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle. And funnily enough, North Albury are still, they're giving themselves a chance. They're still down by a couple of goals, but, Yarrawonga's had a lot of the momentum in this game, and it's still only a couple of kicks.
He kicked 4 against Yarrawonga last time they played, and now he's got North Albury's only 2 goals. So he's like playing the hoops in 2026. Back in the middle, Kotzer goes by hand to Rigoni, tackled instantly by Finlay. Likewise, Broomhead tackled by Wheeler. Gus Gardner met hard, but he was tough to keep his feet. Goes out wide to McKenzie, on to Rigoni, just starting to get busy. Into the pocket, one-on-one, Leighton Coe! Leighton Coe takes an elite body and paint mark of the day.
Does he have it in him?
The late inclusion, and Bobby J and Luke Francis's man will line up, slight angle 30 out.
That was Wayne Carey-like. Puffed the chest out and just went bang. Cop that, I'm going to take the mark here.
This is a man that the boys interviewed last week after they met him against Wodonga and said he's the nicest man on earth. Leighton Coe, slide angle, kick on the way is like a true ruckman. It's across the face and doesn't make the distance. And it's 1- score. North Albury go to 2-4-16 to Yarrawonga 5-3-33 on the CV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
It's safe to say I'm devoed.
I was waiting for it.
Winky, can you do around the grounds, please, mate? I've butchered it. That's my last crack at that.
Yep, you're done now.
Done.
We'll get to Winky soon as Yarrawonga bring it out of defence in a hurry.
Ooh.
Kick to the wing is going to be turned over.
I tell you what, North Albury is starting to get things on their own terms here. They're starting to play their own tempo footy, and they're getting plenty of ball, and the right players are getting the right time, like this man in particular.
Disposal number 11 for the term.
For the
term.
Played 17 minutes for NZ. He's going to get it back here. Ride him down for 12. Kick into the pocket is not his best effort, though. Looking towards Mooney. Gibbons fumbles it over the line for a boundary throw. And around the grounds, Winky for Ray Wodonga.
Around the grounds, Cora lead 34-30 over Murford. Wangaratta 41-27 over Lavington. Wodonga Bulldogs 30-24 over the Raiders. And Albury still leading 22-17 over the Rovers.
McIntosh snapping on goal from the ruck contest. It's across the face for 1 point. North Albury 2-5 to Yarrawonga 5-3-33.
That was outstanding ruck work there and forward craft there with the left footer getting onto his strong. So he only needed half a step, and McIntosh and Campbell, they're starting to get their hands on the footy, and the superstars are coming out to play. Rigoni, Broomhead, Hazy's trying to push forward. Jack Penny's starting to get his touches as well. So they're starting to lift North Albury. They're really starting to lift.
And the kick from defence was not great by Keens, and North Albury forced a stoppage at half forward. Just the territory battle in the second quarter, if you can, Winky, for 40 Winks.
Say that again, sorry?
The territory battle, please. Are you still pissed?
No, I'm not. North Albury have had 9 inside 50s, Yarrawonga 5.
Had another one.
Kotzer in towards Fisher. Ball comes to ground. Crelly there. His hand pass intercepted. Yarrawonga defence.
One goal,
pressure.
5 Panda for the quarter, North Albury. Dominance inside forward 50. They won't get more bang for buck.
For those just joining us, Winky did travel back from Canberra where his lovely sister got married. Leighton Coe trying to get around Fraser.
Oh, it's a free kick to Leighton, surely.
Umpire said, I'll have it. Umpire said, I'll have it. Right decision.
People think I'm biased, please.
Cokill down towards Forge. Graham went into one, an important 50-50. Broomhead snapping on goal. Does it have the journey? It certainly does. A little bit of Tim Broomhead magic. That's the second for the term for the Hoppers, and they bring the margin back to 10 points. 23 plays 33 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Yeah, he's having an outstanding quarter, the leader of the North Albury Hoppers, and it might be time to... Yeah, Cam Wilson's come back on the ground. I think that might tighten up a little bit, but he's been instrumental in turning the momentum, not so much the scoreboard, but the momentum of ball movement and ball control and time in possession to North Albury's favour. And the other superstars are going with him, Rigoni, Penny, and these two budding left-footers in McIntosh and also Campbell.
17 disposals and a goal for Tim Broomhead.
So maybe that move from Rigoni needs to go to Broomhead. Here's Wilson out of the middle of the ground. Free kick for Yarrawonga. Goes inside 50 hurriedly. Not a great kick, though. Foster Gardner floats across to North Albury. Dangerous switch. Dangerous switch. Finds Julian Hayes. Good-looking kick through the midst of Campbell, though. Should have taken that mark.
Oh.
Iannelli goes in hard with Kennedy. Good play from both players. Tough footy. And we have a ball up just at half forward here for Yarrawonga.
That's how the Leighton boys love it. Nice and tough and hard and low.
Kotzer and Elliott just bear wrestling each other here. Broomhead once again onto McKenzie. Penny goes in. Tackled by Wheeler. In fact, that's Kennedy. Just getting around the footy is young Ben Kennedy. Ball up. Half forward for Yarrawonga, who led by 20 points at quarter time. Margin's just 10 now. Lee Williams still yet to go on the ground. I'd hate to say it, but he sat on this bench, Bobby J, for 20 minutes.
Yeah, the entirety of the second quarter. He came off late in that first quarter after a contest down in the forward 50, and he hasn't. He's tried taping, he's tried massage and manipulation, but he just doesn't seem to respond to it.
Forge tackled by Penny. Eckhart tackling Gibbons, who tries to take on a few, and once again, as he has hand passed the football, he has been pinged for a holding the ball.
Yeah, I just think they're just a frag. They're just a split second too early, aren't they, really?
If he doesn't hand pass that ball, I'm happy with it being holding the ball,
yes.
Bobby,
Yep.
but he has gotten rid of it. And it's a free kick against. As Flynn Gardner's kick down the line is a good one to Indy Kotzer.
Big Leroy will be filthy with that. He wanted to really focus on the receivers, and Flynn Gardner just ran past at will there.
Kotzer. Not a great kick marked by Keynes in defence for Yarrawonga, who lead by 10 points, 33-23. 21 played for NZ, second term for Avis here on O&M Live. The kick's not great. More North Albury jumpers, but Harry Wheeler does okay, has to retreat towards the defensive 50. Yarrawonga moved the footy to the wing. Kennedy got two hands to it. Wilson was so clever to keep that footy
kick
in, and the kick is just perfect to Gibbons, who's got a metre or two out the back on his opponent. Lead comes from Fonfelder. Lead comes from McKenna. It's ignored. Now he runs himself in a little bit of trouble. Good corralling from Eckhart, and he kicks it out on the full. Would have liked that moment back, Michael Gibbons. And it's a free kick to North Albury and Campbell in defensive 50.
He had a couple of opportunities, but just caught himself on the wrong foot when he was going back to push forward. And by the time he got himself settled, those leads were pretty much shut down. So it's a matter of timing with those sort of kicks.
Kotzer the target on the wing by North Albury. Wilson tackled without the footy. That's a free kick to Cam Wilson. How many for him, Winky?
It's be 7, 14. 14 for the match, 7th in this second term.
He's been busy, hasn't he?
So Cam Wilson, the warrior in the engine room for the Pigeons. Drop punt to half forward. Out the back of the contest, Gus Gardner's had a good quarter. Goes to his teammate in Campbell. Looping hand pass to Moncrief, who's going to give it back to Kotzer. Gets around Urquhart, goes by hand to Moncrief. They've worked this out brilliantly with fast hands. They now have the ball on centre wing. Campbell has it. Mosey's through the attacking area. Spots up Ionelli. Dropped an easy mark. He should have taken that. That was really good play from North Albury. Howe goes by hand to Wheeler. Gives it back to the man on debut. In Jeremy Packer, goes straight down the middle of the ground. Broomhead lost his footing. Kotzer goes with the one hand for a big ruckman. Interesting stuff, but I don't mind it. Forge has it now. Onto Fraunfelder. Outside of the hand pass. Paddy Waugh, right side for a left footer in towards Gibbons, who has 2 to beat. And it goes across the line for a boundary throw in attack for Yarrawonga, who lead 33-23. Bobby J for the Newmarket Hotel.
We had a bird's eye view of that passage of players. Fantastic. Just let themselves down at the last throw of the dice, but that was magnificent ball movement, ball control by hand from North Albury Hoppers. The run from behind and the run forward, with not many of their guns involved in that passage of play, was really impressive to see. But the marking side 50 probably should have been taken in hindsight. But it's good to see them moving the ball with freedom and expressing themselves. And that was really impressive.
That was as good a handball chain as you'll see in the Ovens
100%.
and Murray.
Yep.
Bobby J.
Yep.
Gus Gardner with strength onto Broomhead, right him down for another one. Michael Gibbons is walking to the bench, limping off the ground. Oh, no. Michael Gibbons looks like he's injured once again.
He's actually smiling.
He's actually smiling and laughing. Oh, you hate seeing that. Let's hope that's not what it is. As Fraser has it for Yarrawonga, into the pocket over the head of his teammate there in War. McKenna lost his footing. Foster Gardner under the pump now. Flynn Gardner's kick rebounds off the shin of Fraser. And we have a boundary throw and an attack for Yarrawonga. So Lee Williams has sat this whole quarter off the bench. He's played 24 minutes with what we think is a knee injury. Michael Gibbons has just come to the bench with a right leg injury.
Low hamstring, but looks right. Low hamstring. He's just clutching at his hamstring
So
there.
Yarrawonga could be 2 down. Let's hope that's not the case. Campbell over the footy. He's in a bit of trouble. Umpire says I'll have it. 30 out from Yarra goal. And the siren sounds to end the second quarter here at Button Park that was dominated by North Albury. They trail by 10 points at quarter time. 20 points at quarter time. They now trail by 10 points at halftime. 5-3-33 to 3-5-23. A 2-goal-to-1 second quarter for Avis Albury. Stay with us. Our halftime show is for Elders Rural on the other side of this. It's O&M Live. The Hoppers trailing the Pigeons by 10 points. And at O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Welcome back to Button Park, North Albury. A tight game here at half-time for Elders Rural. Yarrawonga lead 5-3-33 to North Albury 3-5-23. A tale of two quarters here at Button Park. Yarrawonga dominated the opening quarter. North Albury dominated the second quarter and have evened up the margin here at half-time. Blake Penderescott with you for Border Bandag, Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel, and David Wink for 40 Winks. I think I summed that up pretty well, Bobby. North Albury were flat in that first quarter. Yarrawonga led by 20 points, rightly so, but you reversed it in that second quarter. North Albury certainly had the ascendancy. It looks like Yarrawonga could be two down. We're not sure. Lee Williams definitely didn't play any second of that second quarter. Michael Gibbons came off late, but looked like he was moving okay as the teams were going off into their halftime huddle. So let's hope that Michael Gibbons can come back out. But a half that was completely different in the two quarters, Bobby J.
Yeah, it was 4-1 in Yarra's favour in the first quarter and 3-1 in favour of North Albury's in the second quarter. But they could have quite easily, put more scoreboard pressure on, with the five behinds as well. So, they've got every right to feel confident moving into this second quarter, and to see that Leroy's sitting on the bench and to take no further part in the game, and to see the superstar Gibbo, who was having some important touches, not a lot of touches, but he'd come off late, and there's some good signs as he was running across the ground after the halftime break. But they've got to be confident with the way they moved the footy, the way they controlled the footy. Timmy Broomhead stepped up and enjoyed some freedom, and then the two left footers in McIntosh and Campbell started to have some influence on the play as well. So they're really starting to play a nice brand of footy where forward-moving handball, which seems to be the trend creeping into our game. Wodonga have adapted that style of play now. A few passages of play where we had perfect view of one, and it was an outstanding passage of play that just lacked the finisher that it needed. But Winky, they've really turned things around at quarter time and played a good brand of footy. Sorry, Panda.
Cam Wilson was the best midfielder on the ground in the first quarter, Winky, but just run us through Tim Broomhead's second quarter, please.
Yeah, Timmy had 14 disposals in that second term alone. He's up to 18 for the match, and he's kicked a goal in that second term as well. So the tag is working with Ben Regoni. He's been held to the 7 touches, so Maxi Finlay is doing a really good job in that sense. But you just feel like Tim Broomhead's the more dangerous player in terms of kicking goals and driving, although Ben Regoni does these things as well. Tim Broomhead's the ace that North Albury hold. I just wonder if at halftime they make that change, even though Maxi Finlay's doing a fantastic job.
I think if they don't, Tim Broomhead has the opportunity to probably take this game away from Yarrawonga a little bit, Bobby J. I mean, I feel like they threw a couple of jabs in that second quarter. Yes, the margin's 10 points, but they didn't want half-time to end, I reckon, North Albury.
No, they certainly didn't. Whenever Tim gets the ball, the rest of his teammates seem to be on a high alert because they know that he can hit any target at any stage, at any point, either by foot or by hand. So they're all on high alert, whereas Benny Rigoni, he's your worker bee. He just grinds away at the coalface, does a lot of hard running, does a lot of grunt work, and then all of a sudden finds himself out in the open purely through work rate. But Timmy, he's one of those magnetic players that, right, Timmy's got the ball. Geez, I better be ready because he can hit me with only a metre to spare. So he's the type of player that can, he only has to get the football to lift his team and make them spark into some sort of positive energies.
I feel like as well, Winky, the numbers might back this up a little bit, but I thought Jack Elliott was outstanding in that first quarter. Got a lot of clearances out of the centre. But I felt like Indy Kotzer really worked back into that game in the second quarter. So it's sort of the tale of the game, isn't it?
It certainly is. 7 touches in the first term to Jack Elliott, only 3 in that second term. So Indy sort of worked his way in a little bit and didn't allow Jack to get those, the ruck contest where he can grab it out of the ball and get some forward momentum for Yarrawonga.
I think that might have been a focus here at quarter time because we saw a significant change around the stoppages and the clearance areas from North Albury where they said, hang on, we're not pulling our own around the stoppages, and that was a big notice for me was the stoppage and clearance work.
Winky, can you just give us a complete overview, if you can, in the team numbers so far at the halftime break for Elders and also some of the individual numbers for the respective sides, please?
Yeah, so centre clearances, Yarrawonga lead that 6-3. Free kicks 10-8 North Albury's way. Inside 50s, Yarrawonga lead that 23-15. There's only been 2 marks inside 50, 1 apiece for either side, and 5 intercept marks for North Albury compared to Yarrawonga's 7. And then for North Albury, Timmy Broomhead's up to the 18 disposals. Julian Hayes has 9. Jack Penny has 8, along with Foster Gardner. And then Ben Rigoni with the 7. And then Yarrawonga's side, Harry Wheeler, not Willie. He has 8 disposals. Dan Howe has 9. I think Dan Howe's been really effective with those 9 disposals too across halfback. Cam Wilson's up to 15. Jack Elliott 10. And I had Michael Gibbons down for 7 before he come off there.
Pardon me. Yeah, let's really hope that Gibbo can get back on the ground. I mean, we all thought, or maybe he's done a right calf, but he's actually out on the ground right now as we speak.
I've got the Bushnells on him.
You do. You've stolen my binoculars, but that looks promising, Bobby J. It looks like he's moving okay.
He's just got out. Yeah, he looks like he's moving pretty freely there. So Gilbo's pulled an old Swifty on us. He might have just got a bit of a knock or a corky possibly. So I know I can see out the side of the Bushnells here. Winky wants to speak. So go.
Do you take the risk? Like, he's obviously, whether it is he's copped a knock or he's a little bit sore, with someone with Michael Gibbons' history, do you take the risk? We're 3 weeks out from finals, point. 4 weeks out from finals.
Yeah, good point. You know, are they going to lose 5th spot? Are they going? What's the likelihood of them pitching 3rd spot? You know, what's the pros and the cons? They've got to wait up really quickly in a halftime break.
I think it's important for him to get some minutes, though.
Yeah, 100. Yes,
he needs some match fitness because clearly he's lacking that, and he will be so eager to go out there and make an impact in this second half.
Yeah, you won't be able to hold him back.
But we've interviewed Leroy, and he's been frustrated on numerous occasions where they've trusted him to play Gibbo, because I know him, he's a little rat bag. He would have said, no, I'm good as gold, and then he's done his hamstring. I think the last time against Murderford,
Wodonga,
Leroy said, you're not playing.
Said, you're not playing.
Gibbo said, I'm right to go, and Leroy was the one that pulled the pin on him.
Yeah, well, let's hope that he can.
I love Gibbo, but I've known
him
I've known him since he's a kid, and he's a little cheeky little bugger.
Yeah, let's hope he can get back out there. Goal kickers in the first half, Lee Williams, who looks done for the day with a right knee injury. So that's massive for Yarrawonga's ability to win a final and get there in good form. So he's got the 2 majors. Paddy War on debut celebrated the house down when he kicked his first goal. Charlie McKenna with 1 and Ben Kennedy the other for Yarrawonga. Ben Kennedy, the Williamstown star, is back for a game for Yarrawonga. 2 goals to Jamie Mooney, who looks really promising up forward for North Albury, and 1 to Tim Broomhead. So that is the goal kickers so far. The halftime show for Elders Rural here on 2AY. We might go around the grounds if we can, Winky, for Atondo Homes and get a halftime update in some of the other games in the Ovens and Murray, please.
Yeah, just as my phone loads up for you, Blake. So, what we have over at Mum Park...
I'm not the only one with phone issues.
Well, yeah, you're right there, Bob. What is going on here?
Okay, well,
I've got it.
Go, Bob.
Go, Bobby J.
Back me in here, boys. So, I've got Korowa at the moment is trailing Myrtleford 6-7, 43 to 5 for 34, and that's down at the John Ford Oval. We've got Wangaratta Magpies playing Lavington up at Lavington, and the Magpies are leading 6-5, 41 to 4-3, 27 at the halftime break. And we've got the Wodonga Derby or wherever you're from. We've got the Raiders 4-7, 31 leading Wodonga Bulldogs 4-6, 30 over there at Martin Park. So that's a tight one between the two local combatants. And down the highway at WJ Finlay Oval, we've got Albury 3-4-22 v Wangaratta Rovers 2-6-18, and a little bit of an upset brewing there. So
they're in a lull at the moment.
They've got the wobbly boots on, haven't they?
Yep.
They're very, very wobbly.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just shot out a couple of text messages during the break before, and they're certainly in a little flat patch at the moment, aren't they, the Wangaratta Rovers? But that's okay. You don't want to be playing your best footy in round 15. You do, though, 2 weeks later, round 17, 18, first week of finals or so.
Oh, yeah.
North Albury are out on the ground. We're going to take a break. Halftime show for Elders Rule done and dusted. The second half on the other side of this. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Third quarter about to get underway here at Button Park. Yarrawonga holding on to a 10-point advantage. And we're underway here for Wiesners in the third quarter. Looks like Lee Williams is officially done for the day, which is awful news here for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Good news, though, Bobby J, is that Michael Gibbons is out there. That is really good news. Jack Penny with a free kick into the corridor region of Jamie Mooney. Tackled straight away by Tommy Gorman. Great tackle by the big fella, Tommy Gorman. Bobby J, you've upset my binoculars. You've moved them apart.
Sorry, mate.
And now I've got to re-jinx them. Your Bushnells can't come quick enough, my man.
They cannot. They cannot get here quick enough. Go, Lizard.
Dan Howe goes short to the Lizard Keens. Awkward ball drop. Ball goes down the wing. Bounces in front of Gibbons. Just on cue. Good to see him back out there. He looked to be in all sorts, but he's given away a free kick for a high. And it's a free kick here to Geordie McKenzie for North Albury. Gives it off to Julian Hayes, who wraps around the back. He penetrates a long ball inside forward 50, floating across Urquhart. Super mark, an elite body and paint mark of the day. His kick, though, hangs a long time in the air. It allows Gus Gardner to win the ball here for North Albury. Over the head, hand pass to Rigoni. Could have blazed away, spots up Zach Graham. In the pocket, the boy they call Pickle. He's got a tight kick. He's going to run around and snap here, I reckon, Bobby J.
Yeah, he's lined himself up for a snap around the corner, which a lot of the footballers are very, very confident in doing so far. So I'll put the knocker on him. And
so here's Zach Graham, who hits the belly of the foot. He did not look confident at all. It's a beautiful pass, a turnover to Jordan Urquhart.
Well, Pickle just would like his time over again, but just the Gardeners. How good are they at the 1%, the team-orientated things? That spoil on Maxi Finlay was time to perfection, and Maxi was on his way out, and the fast break was on for Yarrawonga if he didn't. Cam
Wilson with the football at half back. Indy Kotzer has fisted that onto the roof, and that is going to bounce on Alamein Avenue. And if you don't that quick enough, some little kid will run away with that Sharon.
We are in the right suburb for that to happen.
We certainly are. Winky, how many for Cam Wilson, please?
Cam Wilson up to 16.
He's had a good day, isn't he?
Very good day. So just repeating the news, Lee Williams is out of the game with an injury of some sorts. There's a fair bit of talent on that Yarrawonga bench. Nick Fothergill are laid out today. Willie Wheeler are laid out as well. So McKimmie and Williams were named as emergencies. They've come into the lineup. So they'll play with three on the bench for the rest of the day. Another stoppage, edge of the square. A free kick going to Kotzer. Now Jack Elliott looks to be in a bit of bother. Gives the hand pass off to Campbell. Inboard kick to Mooney over his head. First one there, though. Rigoni has three Pigeons to beat. He's tackled by Urquhart. Good tackle. Finlay clears the ball out of defence for Yarrawonga. Penny keeps the footy in. Clever to Crelly. On to Campbell. He goes by hand to McIntosh. Intercepted, but he gets it back. Flying shot from 48 metres. Cooper McIntosh! Sunjan goal today. A beautiful left foot finish, couple of metres in from the boundary, and North Albury have got three on the trot.
That was a fantastic finish by the left footer. He's really having a good couple of weeks. You know, he performed well last week on his wing, and now he's come out and he's doing the same thing today. You know, the Yarrawonga Pigeons, they'd be a little bit disappointed because the focus area was not to let the handball receives off to players running past for handball, but on 3 or 4 occasions in this quarter already, we've got Julian Hayes and Timmy Broomhead both running past for handballs and getting it. So they need to focus on that, or refocus on that area now.
That was pure connection from a left footer that looked seriously smooth then by Cooper McIntosh. And the margin's back to 4 points. 4-5-29 North Albury, Yarrawonga 5-3-33 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. And as I said, they have kicked 3 on the trot, have North Albury. Here's Hayes, a prime mover. Big pick up by Indy Kotzer in the middle of the ground. His kick was partially smothered, but Penny's first there. Tackles Cam Wilson straight away. And a free kick because he does not have the Sharon. Another one for Cam Wilson. Centre half back. He's going to go short.
Oi.
2 teammates collide. Howe with the handball receive. Has Penny right on his hammer, and they've turned it over again. Yarrawonga, they're still in the change rooms. Gus Gardner has the footy, goes out wide looking for King. Lizard Keen's left the football behind. King goes by hand to McIntosh. He's in trouble. Good tackle from Urquhart. Forge applies a tackle on Gardner, and we have a ball up. Metre in from the boundary on the far wing. North Albury with their tails up in this third quarter, Bobby, for Albury-Wodonga MG.
Yeah, part of Cooper McIntosh's growth and development as a footballer. He's actually playing through the midfield now. He started that last centre bounce in the middle with Rigoni and Broomhead there. So that's the development that Broomhead is showing this young fella. And he's not just an outside winger anymore. He's starting to rotate through that centre rotations.
Ball up. Kotzer and Elliott do battle. Elliott really good in the clearance onto Fraser. Was he tackled high? Umpire said play on. Penny goes by hand to Broomhead, who Kansi's around one on the mark. Spins out of traffic on Wilson. Hurry kick towards McKenzie. Did it travel the required 15? Umpire says yes, and McKenzie marks right on the paint of 50. You watch Broomhead circling out the back here. He pulls his kick in towards Mooney. Good work there in defence from Paddy Waugh on debut. And Howe labours out of defence, goes wide for Gibbons. Good hand pass looking for Fraser. Had to beeline the football, so did Pope. Turnover. Here come North Albury on the rebound. Foster Gardner into the pocket out the front of Jack King. Got pushed out of the way by Keynes. Good body work. Goes by hand to big Tommy Gorman. That was in slow-mo. He had to get rid of it. And the boundary line wins out. Pressure up in this ball game. It's a 4-point ball game. Yarrawonga lead 33, North Albury 29. Here's Bobby J for the Newmarket.
You've hit the nail right on the head. Yarrawonga have been asleep. They're asleep at the wheel here. If they're not careful, North Albury put 3 or 4 on their chin before they know what's going on. They need to snap out of it, and players like this need to come to the fore. And Fraser out of the clearance. Cokill came down really heavy on his back, and he has not moved. Inside 50, North Albury go once again looking for Mooney. Fisher applies a tackle. Mooney at ground level. He's tackled by Howe. And we're going to have a forward 50 stoppage, are we? Yes. Umpire says I'll have it. Benny Cokill, Winky, update on him?
Yeah, he doesn't look real flashy. I've just been watching Michael Gibbons too. He's come off the ground, not moving great, but looks to be okay. He's now taking his boots off.
Oh, no. Let's hope that is not a sign of things. Tommy Gorman goes by hand, Forge, tackled by King. The pressure is right up here by North Albury, who want to end the season on a high. They turn it over. Moncrief onto Graham, back towards Rigoni, who's pushed over the line by Maxi Finlay.
Yeah, they've upped the ante here, haven't they? They can smell an opportunity to really pounce here. Yarrawonga are just hanging on by a thread here at the moment. They need to really turn things around quickly and get back to basics and start controlling the footy. Otherwise, this game's going to get away from them really quickly here.
Michael Gibbons might have just been readjusting that boot. He's back on his feet and looks like he might be ready to go back on.
They look really disjointed at the moment, Panda, Yarrawonga. They need to get on the same page. They need to start moving the ball, controlling the footy and getting on the same page. The structures look all over the shop. As I look across the ground, the players, the senior players need to step up here.
Fraser goes to a one-on-one. Frontfelder against Julian Hayes. Frontfelder stays at the back of the contest. Wilson wins an important one-on-one. Frontfelder again goes down the line, but Pope's positioned himself all right here for the green and gold. Finlay dives over the football. Rigoni on his hammer.
Drag that in.
And the umpire says, I'll have it to the left of the centre circle. 33 plays 29 at the 8th minute mark here for NZ. Third quarter for Wiesners.
They've got too many plays quite winky, haven't they, Yarrawonga? They need some players to step up. They can't rely on Wilson and Howe and big Jack Elliott to get the job done. They need all to step up here.
They've got Harry Wheeler down for just the 8 touches at the moment.
Here's Wilson tackled straight away by Gus Gardner. And we have another stoppage just forward of centre here for Yarrawonga. The only goal in this third quarter going to Cooper McIntosh for North Albury. Broomhead torpedo punts the ball inside forward 50. One-on-one. Keynes against King. King brings the ball to ground. Mooney positions himself to impact the contest. Clever tap from Keynes out to Urquhart, who's tackled straight away by Fisher. And we have another stoppage inside 50 here for North Albury, who are kicking to the club room's end.
Desperate in defence at the moment, yeah. They're hanging on. They're hanging on here. They need to make sure that they get control of the footy real quick here.
Gibbons just getting some work done to the back of his knee, which is where the concern is. Broomhead once again inside forward 50. Ball in dispute, top of the goal square. Moncrief's the first one there. Fumbled the football. McIntosh played for a free kick, and Archie Jakes doesn't muck around. Clears it as far as he can out of defence for Yarrawonga. And with a boundary throw in, 80 metres around from North Albury goal, right in front of our commentary position, right in front of our camera position. David Wink for 40 Winks. What do you got for us?
To me, Broomham up to the 5 disposals, up to 23 for the match. I reckon they need to make that move.
Elliott front posse. Finlay swoops on the pill. Here is Harry Wheeler on cue. Kick was smothered by Broomhead and gets the ball across the chalk for a boundary throw in. We might take this opportunity to go around the grounds whenever we can, gents. Don't want to throw you under the bus.
I'll limit under the bus at the moment, Panda.
You certainly are, Bobby J. Just refresh that screen, my friend. We'll get to you soon for Ray Whitewoodonga. Great boundary thrown by the young umpire. Fraser tackled hard by Rigoni, and his kick is turned over as Ben Ralph marks on centre wing for North Albury. Only goal in this third quarter going to the Hoppers. Ralph, good kick, finds Ionelli. He's getting a lot of screaming teammates. Inboard kick towards Mooney, who's provided a target today. Gus Gardner front and centre, shrugs the tackle. All this happening 40 out from North Albury goal. On to Big Indy Kotzer, on the boot towards the top of the goal square. Urquhart positioning himself in a danger position. Crelly snaps and goals. Front and centre by Angus Crelly. And the Hoppers are in front for the first time today. They lead by 2 points, 35-33 for Inspirations Paint.
Yeah, that was fantastic effort by Corelli. He was really out of position and just forced the contest, get it to ground, and he was the first one to cover. And the bounce went his way. Fantastic finish by the young man. They're really playing some really good team footy here at the moment, North Albury. They're all stepping up to the plate off the back of the way Broomhead's getting his hands on the footy. They're really playing a cohesive game of footy. Very impressive, North Albury, the last quarter and a half.
And you just feel like North Albury are going to run over these young Yarrawonga Pigeons. Are going to run out of gas sort of halfway through the last term, and the Hoppers have had all the momentum since about halfway through the second quarter, Panda.
Yarrawonga have not scored since the 7th minute of the second quarter, Bobby J.
They're just not winning the ball around the source, are they? That's the issue that we sort of addressed pre-match.
They have not scored for 34 minutes of footy.
And they're not going to score here either.
Because there's a free kick and it's going to go the way of Ben Rigoni for a hold. Goes by hand to Julian Hayes. They look for him at every occasion. Kicks it out the front of Cooper McIntosh, who tries to get around Dan Howe on the mark. Kick wasn't great. Goes towards Gus Gardner. Who shows a little bit of shimmy and kicks one of the goals of the year. Gus Gardner with some serious class. Shimmies around an oncoming tackle. Drop punt from 2 metres in from the boundary. North Albury have 5 in a row.
What a ripper that was. Just turned his player inside out. They assumed that they were going inboard onto his right foot. He went outboard, went inside out with the right. We had a perfect view. That was the Gardners. Gee whiz. They're a good little clan, aren't they, Winky?
They certainly are. And between the three, Russ Cody might be the best of a lot of them. He's a serious talent. He's tough as they come, and that was a fantastic finish from the young man. Only his 7th goal for the year, averaging 15 touches so far in season 2026.
Show you how excited Bobby J was. He tackled me as I was calling that goal.
I love good footy, and that was sensational.
North Albury now lead by 8 points, and Yarrawonga need to get going here in this third quarter for Wiesners. That was one of the goals of the year.
You boys, you know how I love good footy, and that was sensational. That was
Finlay
so good.
Sends it inside forward 50. Cogill 2 hands to it. Pope did well in defence. Had to get a kick away as he was getting tackled. It lands in the lap of Rigoni. He drops an easy chest mark. Finlay then tackles Kotzer. All this happening at half forward here for Yarrawonga. Rigoni given eternity to get the football away. Gibbons gets around Mackenzie, the incoming tackler. High up and under to the top of the goal square. Cogill pushed out of the contest. Flynn Gardner goes and grabs the football for North Albury. Frontfelder onto McKimmie. Goal drought broken. And Tommy McKimmie kicks a much-needed goal for the Pigeons. And the margin is back to 2 points for Inspirations Paint.
To say they needed that was an understatement, and it's just to shovel the ball forward. And it's great to see Gibbo get the footy and get the ball inside 50. They get it to a dangerous spot. They've got to get Kennedy involved. They've got to get Cogill involved. They've got to get McKenna involved. If they don't take the mark, they've got to bring it to ground where they did, where Basil was. Basil needs to lift as well. There's so many players in the Yarrawonga Footy Club that need to lift because they're all highly talented footballers for them to get back in the game. They're only 2 points down and they haven't been playing that good of footy.
Panda, you say that's the first goal since the 7-minute mark in the second term. Shows you the dominance that North Albury have had. 11 inside 50s in this third term to Yarrawonga's 2.
Much needed goal.
Stating the obvious, Panda.
And against the run of play by the Pigeons. Here's Gus Gardner out of the middle once again. Goes forward here for North Albury, looking for Jack King. McIntosh
Oh, it's got to be a mark.
Not paid the mark. So the umpire says, I'll have it. I thought Cooper McIntosh marked that footy in front of Dan Howe. They must have marked it simultaneously, Bobby J.
That tells me it's in front of the can bar and they're relatively quiet, so the umpire must have got it right.
Good call. He's getting a lot of advice.
No, maybe not. Sorry, I've gone early.
He's getting a lot of advice, young Matty Hughes, who's one of the best out there. So it's a good call. Archie Jakes sends it out of bounds on the full. North Albury going to have another opportunity to go inside forward 50. 3-1 in this quarter.
What sort of
feedback?
What sort of feedback do you reckon Matty Hughes would have been getting then, Winky?
Wouldn't have been nice, I wouldn't have thought. But a kid's also going to get an opportunity to steal another footy over in that, as that's been booted over the roof. So we'll have to wait for a footy, but
might
we'll
go
around the ground.
For Ray Watwadonga if we can.
Oh, you got to give us notice, mate. You put us under so much pressure. Alrighty, what do we got? We got around the grounds for...
just the closest game, if you can, Bobby J.
Murdoch are up by 13 points over Corowa. Lavington are down by 14 points against Wang Magpies. Oh, Wodonga Bulldogs have kicked away. They're 23 points in front. 37 points in front.
Albury 29-26 to lead the Rovers.
Alrighty.
So games are starting to sort of...
Tighten up.
Wodonga's put the foot down against the Raiders.
We've got the closest game here at Button Park. North Albury lead by 2 points, 41-39. We've played 15 minutes in this third quarter for NZ. Broomhead with a high up and under. Kotzer dropped what he probably should have marked in the end and then fumbled the football as he tried to hand pass it. On hands and knees, goes by hand here to Graham. They go back about 15 metres. James Pope wants his left foot. On to Gardner. Good pressure here being applied by Yarrawonga. Julian Hayes. Interesting sort of kick off the outside of the boot into the pocket. Gorman onto McKimmie, the last goal kicker in this game. High one out of defence, lands just inside 50 here for North Albury. And Elliott heaves it out there to the far side looking for Gibbons. Good fist from behind from Ralph. But Yarrawonga have the numbers here. Harry Wheeler wins the football back. By hand onto Cogill. They've moved the football to centre wing. Good kick in front of Fronfelder. He marks just inside attacking 50. And from defence to attack inside 15 seconds. Bailey Fronfelder, I reckon, will have a shot here, 52-53 out, Bobby J.
I was just watching Basil. He was running towards goal 100 miles an hour. He's just stopped on a thripney bit and turned around and presented himself and got himself an easy chest mark in the end. That was good work by Basil. He needs to be one of those players that lifts his club into a more positive frame of mind here.
So Basil Fronfelder, who's been out-celebrated by a debutant today. Drop punt on the way is pretty good. It's just touched on the last line by Indy Kotzer.
He was off too.
He was off to the races, our man Basil. He wanted to get one back on Paddy Waugh. 6-4-40 Yarrawonga, 6-5-41 North Albury. It's a 1-point ball game. 17 minutes played for NZ. Third quarter for Wiesners. We have had 2 games at Button Park decided by a point this year, Bobby J.
Yeah,
Looks like it could be another close one.
We've had some good games here, haven't we? You know, it's a good it's in good condition too. Credit to North Albury Footy Club. This is the best condition I've seen the ground in a long time.
They almost turned it over in defence though. McKenzie goes out wide, finds Jai Eckhart in the right back pocket. He's going to give it to his coach.
Reward the big fella. He's leading hard. Lead it.
Talking about Leighton Coe out there on the far side. How many for Broomhead, Winky?
This is number 25 for Timmy.
It's a dangerous switch, but it comes out for all right here for James Pope. Has it at left half back. 41 plays 40. North Albury by a point for Inspirations Paint. We've played 18 minutes here for NZ. Just a little bit of possession footy here for the Hoppers, Bobby J.
Yeah, they're controlling the tempo here, and they'll pull the trigger when they need to.
Broomhead on to Penny, looking towards Leighton Coe. Good important hand there from Gibbons, who goes back in and wins the Sharon. Looking for Packer under the pump. He's gang tackled. Umpire says, I'll have it. 40 out from North Albury goal.
They realise how important Leighton Coe is. They double team him just then.
Our man Leighton, he's everyone's man. He's doing the ruck contest here against Elliott. Beautiful tap out to Gibbons. And Gibbons goes towards the boundary out there on the far wing. Fronfelder tracking after the football. Likewise, Jai Eckhart. Fronfelder keeps it in and soccers the ball down the wing. It's hugging the boundary line, and in the end, Flynn Gardner runs it out, does not muck around. Still a 1-point lead at the 19th minute mark for NZ. Third quarter for Wiesners. Here's Bobby J for the best pub in the University of Newmarket.
wasn't a massive thing, but Bailey Fromfeld, Basil just getting the ball down the ground 30 metres, just gives their defensive unit a little bit of a break, a bit of freedom, but they're under pressure again with Timmy Broomhead coming out there.
Broomhead just bringing his own Sharon here today. Kicks towards a teammate in King, but Dan Howe wins it back for Yarrawonga. Good kick, aggressive one, finds Gibbons in the middle of Button Park. Lackadaisical effort across the ground for Finlay, who's allowed to take a bounce. Goes inboard to the pocket. McKenna with a good sit out the back. Foster Garden a bit of work to do. North Albury defending. In the end, it goes across the line for a boundary throw. And Winky, third term stats for 40 Winks.
So 4 inside 50 to Yarrawonga, 15 for North Albury. They've had all the play in this third term and pretty much since about that 7-minute mark of the second term.
If Winky just goes to sleep in this last quarter, you can forgive him. He was up to about 4 a.m. at his sister's wedding and came back just to do On Him Live today. Mackenzie's kick might work out all right here if the ball sits for Graham in defence. Long sweeping hand pass towards Crelly, but Archie Jakes with a wonderful spin move into the pocket. The kick wasn't great. And Pope marks it right back pocket for North Albury.
It was Cooter-like, wasn't it? Just picked it up.
Brilliant. Good kick from James Pope. Mackenzie's got about 5 metres of space. Doesn't really have too many teammates to go to. They are going to try and give the ball to Julian Hayes here at every opportunity, who runs into traffic, goes by hand to Rigoni, kicks a bullet, finds Eckhart, by hand to Ralph. They move the football to the far flank. Here's Graham. Likes an option on the far wing, and why not when it's Tim Broomhead. How many now, Winky?
That'll be 27.
And a goal. He's been outstanding today, has the coach for the Hoppers. They lead by a point. Late stages, third quarter. How did he spot that? That is extraordinary, that kick from Tim Broomhead to find Christian Moncrief floating inside attacking 50. He goes short to Ionelli. That kick from Tim Broomhead, you have to see it to believe it.
That was an unbelievable kick of the footy. That was in front of the North Albury change rooms. That travelled, had to be every part of 55 to 60 metres. That was an unbelievable kick of the football, and not many people would have the courage to kick over so many players to get it to where young Christian Moncrief was, and then he was clever enough to get the ball to Ionelli.
So Chris Ionelli, the young man from Leighton, 25 out, gets close to the man on the mark. I reckon he's brought it back. It's hit the post.
It's hit the stick.
It's hit the stick, Bobby J, and it's 1- score. 6-6-42 North Albury, 6-4-40 Yarrawonga. We've played 21 minutes for NZ third quarter. Harry Wheeler doesn't muck around with the kick-in duties. Good mark out there on the far side by Jordan Urquhart. He plays on straight away, kicks the footy to half forward. One-on-one between Pope and Cokill. Cokill just lost his footing. Pope tackles him, rolls over the football. And a ball up on the far side here, just favouring Yarrawonga's attacking half of the ground.
Old-fashioned defender, Pope, isn't he? Yeah, Colin Gully, player, come down to the competition. He's been magnificent as a defender for the last couple of years for North Albury.
Jack Elliott was just about to kick the football out of the ruck contest, and Penny brought him down from behind, the vice-captain. He goes short to Pope, getting busy in this third quarter. So North Albury holding on to a 2-point advantage. They trail by 20 points at quarter time. They trail by 10 points at half time. I think the first 3 goals of this third quarter led by 8 points, and then McKimmie kicked a goal for Yarrawonga. Their first goal in 36 minutes of footy. Hayes, what are his numbers like, Winky?
Julian Hayes, he's up to 15 disposals.
Goes short to Penny. Repeating the news as well, Lee Williams is out of the game with a right knee injury. Kick from Penny puts Pope under the pump, and he has to retreat back to Flynn Gardner. Deep in defence here for North. Goes out wide, almost turned over. It is turned over. Wilson applying pressure. Jakes goes short to Fronfelder. Playing with fire in defence, North Albury, and Bailey Fronfelder has a chance to make him pay.
He's done some clever things as a young Jakes. He's got long and gangly limbs and just knows where to get his hand in to spoil and pick the ball up beautifully. And then he's a typical left footer. That's a sweet kicking left footer, and that was a great kick to Basil. And Basil needs to inject himself into the game. He only needs 4 or 5 touches, and he can really spark this Yarrawonga Pigeons team.
19 goals for the year, 1 behind today. He's kicked 13 goals in his last 5 games, Basil Fronfelder. Watch him ignite this Yarrawonga lineup if this goes through. Drop punt on the way. It's through the middle. Runs away and celebrates once again. Bailey Fronfelder. Yarrawonga regain the lead. 7-4 to 6-6 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Important goal leading into the three-quarter time break. As we said, Benny Kennedy just come off and get a little bit of treatment on the table. I think it was for a knee. But Basil's the type of player that can really turn and spark this forward 50 of the Yarrawonga Pigeons that are star-studded but just struggling to find fire today.
Well, we saw that happen a few weeks ago, didn't we, Bob, against Wangaratta? The Pigeons looked dead and buried, and then, against Murford.
Yeah.
They looked dead and buried, and then all of a sudden Basil went forward and he kicked a couple of goals, but he just creates stuff. Yeah. So they really need him to get going, but they've only had 6 inside 50s to North Albury 16 in this third term.
Rigoni trying to jump over the football. Finlay all on his back as Penny extracts it. Runs the ball forward here for North Albury. Leighton Coe bent down, picked it up, got a hand pass away towards a teammate who was tackled straight away. And we'll have the ball up on the paint of the 50. Favouring North Albury, kicking to the club room's end of Button Park. Yarrawonga with the last 2 goals of this game, important goals too. Here in round 15, of course, 2 games clear of Lavington. We'll get a score there soon. They're playing Wangaratta. And we have a boundary throw in out on the far wing, Alaman Avenue side of the wing. Just around the grounds for Ray Watt, Wodonga for Ken Winky. What does this mean if Yarrawonga lose this game?
Well, Wangaratta 6-5-41 lead, Lavington 4-3-27.
That score has not updated for an eternity. So I reckon you'll find that the score is still, not that.
Yeah, it's still halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, so maybe just jump on the YouTube if you can, lads, and we'll just get an update from the Lavie Sports Ground if we can. And we'll find a score in that game because, of course, if Yarrow drop this and Lavie upset the Pigeons, then it's only a game between the two. So it's an important game for Yarrawonga. Elliott nudged his opponent under the football, got a kick clear, but it trickles across the line for a boundary throw-in. 2 kicks from Yarrawonga goal.
They'd love to pinch one late here, Panda, knowing that the full flow of the game's been going the other way. Score, Winky?
9 goals, 7-61. Wangaratta lead 8 goals, 5-53.
So an 8-point advantage to the Wang Magpies over Lavington at the moment. As North Albury bring the ball down the far wing. Good fist away from Mooney, and Yarrawonga win it back. It's going to come straight the other way, though. Oh, no, Rigoni's kick was smothered as he was about to bite off a real aggressive one and send North Albury forward. Rigoni swoops on the football again. He's tackled by Yarrawonga. And all of a sudden, what was going to be a ball in the middle of the ground that Yarrawonga were defending, they now have a stoppage at half forward. 60 out from their goal. Important smother. Kotzer grabs it out of the ruck. Clearing kick towards Moncrief, and the siren sounds. And the game is evenly poised here at Button Park. 3-quarter time. Yarrawonga leads 7-4-46 to North Albury 6-6-42. We've got a beauty here on O&M Live. Stay with us. Third term done and dusted for Wiesners. It's O&M Live on 2AY. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Welcome back to Button Park, North Albury, where Yarrawonga lead by 4 points at the final change in what's been a seesawing encounter. North Albury trailed by 10 points at half-time. They then regained the lead in the third quarter for the first time. They led by 8 points, and Yarrawonga kicked the last 2 goals of that third quarter to take a 4-point advantage into the main break. We might get down to Bobby J nice and quickly now, who's going to have a quick chat, I think, with Lee Masters.
Yeah, I got injured superstar Lee Masters. The boss was nice and vocal there at three-quarter time, mate. What was the gist of his message?
I think he's just asking, for him to put up a bit of a fight. It's probably our season on the line here, so, just put up a bit of fight.
Yeah, the fight's going to get you over the line. There's a fair few troops down on the sideline, so it's going to take a young prop and some experience around the footy to get the job done.
Yeah, I think the likes of Dan Howe and those sort of players will win us the game, but I suppose if we can get these younger guys buying into, just a bit of energy, that's goes a long way to winning it as well.
How's your knee tracking, mate, while we got you?
It's shag, but it's on the men, so, we'll see how we go.
Good, mate. Thank you very much. Old-fashioned shag knee, mate.
Old-fashioned shag knee. He's explained it beautifully, Bobby J with Lee Masters there. We'll get to David and Winky if we can for our Atondo Homes quarters best in the third quarter, Winky.
Well, for North Albury, Ben Rigoni did a lot. He had the 9 disposals and really worked over Maxi Finlay. Timmy Broomhead was fantastic again with 10 disposals. And James Pope across that half-back line was really good for the Hoppers. And then Yarrawonga. I thought Jordan Urquhart and young Archie Jakes did a couple of good things throughout the quarter as well.
He did certainly do that, young Archie Jakes. All right, boys, who wins from here?
Hoppers for me.
Hoppers for you, Winky. What about you, Bobby J?
Yeah, I think... Well, I think the Hoppers, they had all the play that third quarter, but I just seem to think that, I don't know, there's something about Yarra that they just need to respond. Their season's on the line. But it's going to be nice and tight. It's going to be a tight one.
Yarrawonga they've just got too much class, and I think they'll get the job done here in this final quarter. Let's just hope it's a really good finish.
It's been a good game so far.
Yep.
It's been a good game.
It certainly has. And the fourth quarter is underway here for the Great Outdoors. Getting to see Churchy and the boys at the Great Outdoors, and Yarrawonga holding on to a 4-point advantage. Penny tackled, got a hand pass away. Running after this football here is McKenzie, not able to get past Urquhart. A really good tackle. Probably could have been holding the ball with how quick they've been on some today. And we have another ball up on the edge of the square. True centre wing.
Zach Fraser looks like he's gone deep.
Yep. Foster Gardner tracking after him.
He's dangerous around goal, Zach Fraser.
One of the young men down here on the Yarrawonga bench, I think, just claimed the raffle at Button Park.
What's the prize today,
I'm not
bloke?
sure. There you go. He just heard him through the... There you go. Won the raffle, the young man down there. Well done to him. I think there's a couple of Kinross vouchers in there, maybe some firewood, Winky. A variety of prizes here at Button Park on offer today.
Did you chop the firewood, Panda?
I didn't, no. No, I did buy a few tickets, though. Archie Jakes with a clearance floats the footy to half forward. It bounces in front of Cokill, who taps it across the line. And Yarrawonga go, OK, we'll have a stoppage 50 around from our goal.
That was a good result, that. He's 2v1 there, Kogel. He needed to get the ball out or a restart to give his side a chance to get the jump in this last quarter. First goal's crucial here for both sides.
So a boundary throw in. 50 around from Yarrawonga goal. Kotzer taps it down to Broomhead. Tackled straight away as soon as he got that Sharon. And he caught holding the footy.
You kid.
Oh, my Lord.
Either way, it's a free kick here to Yarrawonga and Harry Wheeler. How many for him, please?
This will be only 13 down for Harry. So you'd want to get going if the Pigeons are a chance here in this last term.
So Harry Wheeler. Interesting kick, goes wide. And Jack Elliott has the footy. He shows a little bit of candy, the big ruckman. Jack Penny on the mark, high up and under. Big leap there from Cokill. Kicked out of mid-air. I'm not sure who that was. It might have been Fronfelder or McKenna. Either way, it is a behind for Yarrawonga. They go to 7-5-47 to North Albury, 6-6-42. A 5-point advantage to the Pigeons on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Kotzer versus Gibbons on the wing here.
Julian Hayes went towards Crelly instead, and the turnover is on, and McKenna's all on his own inside 50. You turn the footy over in that area, you get hurt coming the other way, and Charlie McKenna will line up for his second tight angle, 25 metres out.
Indy Kotzer's filthy, and so he should be. He had a mismatch 10 metres further down the ground that would have gave his side either a restart or a clean possession. You would have backed him a clean possession over young Gibbons, over Gibbo, who's a foot shorter.
Charlie McKenna, you'll back him in from here. Makes no mistake. Big goal for the Pigeons, the first one of this last quarter. And they lead now by 11 points, 8-5-53 to 6-6-42, all thanks to Border Carpets Wodonga.
That's a quality finish. 40 metres out, able to snap the ball and went through post height. He's a real quality forward, isn't he? Just a good goal sense and knows how to finish it off. He hasn't many touches or many influences on the stat sheet, but gee whiz, he's made the most of that one.
Yeah, so I reckon he only had 6 or 7 touches last week too, so he's a little bit quiet, but if he can only have those touches and he kicked 2 or 3 goals, well, Yarrawonga is certainly happy.
That's his second, Charlie. And after North Albury kicked 5 in a row to grab the lead by 8 points, Yarrawonga have kicked the last 3 goals of this game to now lead by 11 points. And here they go again. Momentum on their side. Zach Forge with a holding the ball free kick in the middle of the ground. He's going to go long inside forward, 50, getting a rung and a jump at it was Cokill. There's a free kick here for a block. A push. The umpire is yet to point away. So it's a Yarrawonga free kick, and it's going to go the way of Jordan Urquhart. And he's going to go short. Cam Wilson floats inside forward 50. And he will line up 45 out, 45-degree angle.
He's been a workhorse all day. He's really had his nose to the grindstone and put his head in the trough when he needs to, and he's been fantastic all day, and he's carried that midfield to a certain point. And this will be good reward for a hard day's work, having a shot at goal and getting his side 17 points up and really putting some pressure on North Albury.
Just getting a little bit of word in from the WJ Finlay Oval that Sam Murray's done another hamstring on the same leg. So that's a big story brewing if that's true. So Cam Wilson to extend the margin out to 17 points, and it might just be a bridge too far if he kicks this one. In front of the cam bar, plenty of advice coming his way. He nails it. Yarrawonga steady. They lead by 17 points. They've kicked the last 4, all thanks to Border Carpets Wodonga.
Well, this has certainly been against the trend, hasn't it, Bob?
It certainly has. The first 2 goals in the last quarter, you always look to get that first one on the board to put a bit of pressure on, but to back it up, 3 minutes later, that's put real pressure on the North Albury. They spent a lot of energy in that third quarter, played a lot of good footy. What have they got left in the tank?
Even in the second half of that second quarter, they just fought their way back and they did so much good work to try and get back in the game. And then you finally get there, you get your nose in front, and the other team puts 2 on your chin at the start of the fourth. It can hurt your chances, can't it?
Certainly can.
So over to North Albury now, who are still in their three-quarter time huddle. Yarrawonga with 2 goals inside 5 minutes to start this last quarter. After they trailed by 8 points midway through the third. Albury still holding on to a 17-point lead over the Wang Rovers. They just match up well against the Rovers. It's a strange thing in this competition as Yarrawonga float the ball forward, looking for McKimmie here. He goes by hand to Fraunfelder, who's got a couple of metres on his opponent, shows a little bit of candy, set sail from 45. McKenna out the back. Got 2 hands to it and dropped it over the line for a minor score. Chance goes begging for Yarrawonga. The margin is out to 18 points, 6-6 to 9-6. All on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard.
He had to go for the one, didn't he? He couldn't not go for that one. That was a 2.
The kick from Hayes just put... I'm not sure how that's a free kick in the slightest against Harry Wheeler, who just actually competed for the marking contest.
I thought it was just an honest contest there.
Yeah, wow. Anyway, it's a free kick against Harry Wheeler, and it's going to go the way of Tim Broomhead for a block of some sorts.
Harry was just asking for an explanation. I'm not sure he got the answer he wanted.
No, you never do when you're arguing with the umpires because they always win. Broomhead's called to play on now, caught in 2 minds. Bites off a kick down the middle. What a mark by Cam Wilson. Floats in front of Cooper McIntosh and takes an elite body and paint mark of the day. Goes short to Forge. Good size, this kid. I like what he produces. He goes out wide to Gibbons. He's got Archie Jakes down the line. Sits under a ball. He's got Xavier Mitchell if he wants. Decides not to, young Archie Jakes. Yarrawonga lead by 18 points. They've kicked the last 4 goals. Goes into the pocket. Pope floats across. Broomhead wins the footy at half-back for North Albury. Goes down the line. King makes a contest. Gus Gardner keeping the ball in here for North Albury, then runs into trouble. And in the end, the boundary line wins out right in front of our commentary position. Bobby J for the Newmarket Hotel.
We're nice and close here, aren't we? We can sort of reach out and touch the players and see how they're going about it. Just watching there, Cam Wilson sort of look like he's setting something up for Harry Wheeler here.
So North Albury kicked 5 in a row to lead by 8 points midway through the third quarter. Yarrawonga have kicked the last 4 to grab control of this game. Lee Williams out of action, done just from after quarter time. Done what we believe to be some sort of right leg injury, right knee of some sorts. Kotzer out the back. McIntosh, little Garubba kick. Hayes tackled by Paddy Waugh. And we have a ball up edge of the square. Just forward to centre for Yarrawonga, Bobby J for the Newey.
How good was it to be so close to the action there? Hear that the players actually barking instructions and set moves. The Wheelers and Wilsons and Broomheads and Jack Penny, they're all sort of barking instructions to their teammates.
Penny goes forward here. Jack King, interesting marking effort there. Brings the ball to ground. Ball up in the middle of Button Park. Yarrawonga lead by 18 points, 60 to 42. Winky, what do you got? 8 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Tim Broomhead up to 30 disposals. Cam Wilson, he's up to 19.
So if North Albury lose this game, does Tim Broomhead get MVP votes?
He'll get votes.
Yeah, I would have thought.
I think in Australia, he's been the best player on the ground, I think.
Yeah.
As Penny reloads inside 50 and Dan Howe floats across. Good mark for Yarrawonga in defence. He's been good today, Dan Howe.
He's been outstanding.
Real solid. Doesn't waste a disposal. Finds Blake Keens. Tied up against the boundary. He's going to go by hand here. Archie Jakes once again. Kick down the line. Cokill. Pope for company. Goes by hand to Fraunfelder. His kick is going to be intercepted by Julian Hayes, who has the ball right half back for North Albury.
That's a luscious set of hair. Oh, look at the hair on him.
It's all about the hair carton. A little bit of dodgeball action.
Yeah.
Julian Hayes' kick is going to be turned over, though. Gibbons marks on centre wing.
He was dead at halftime, Gibbo, so to come back and play a important role. He's kicking left foot, so that suggests that that leg is a bit sore.
100% it is. Oh, coming down really hard was Flynn Gardner. And we have a ball up. 2 kicks from home still for Yarra.
Gibbo had the defib on the at half-time, and he's back out.
Ball up. Elliott's jumper was grabbed by Kotzem out of the boundary throw-in the same spot as the ball up. We might go around the grounds just if we can, gents. Whenever you're ready, jump in for Ray White-Wodonga. Of course, the Rovers trailing to Albury. And we'll find out what's happening Lavington and Wangaratta as well. Finlay snaps it inside forward 50. Good hands, Cogill. Playing in front. Opportunistic mark. Work to the front of the contest, and he will line up to put the result beyond doubt.
North Albury players remonstrating here, saying the ball was touched off the boot. We're right here. I didn't hear anything or didn't see anything that suggested it was touched, but anyway, the mark to Benny Cogill, being quiet today, but he's done a couple of little 1% things, restarts and forward line pressure, but his team certainly needs this today. Been around long enough.
So Benny Cogill needs to kick this goal. This will be 5 on the trot for Yarrawonga. Drop punt on the way. He's just hooked it, and he keeps North Albury in the game. 9-7-61 Yarrawonga, 6-6-42 North Albury on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard. Fourth quarter for Churchy and the boys at the Great Outdoors. Winky?
Murderford 10-13-73, lead the Roos 7-5-47.
Tim Broomhead keeps the football in here for North Albury. Goes down the line. Out the back here is Angus Crelly. Going to go inside forward 50, looking for the corridor. Oh, Rigoni met hard the other way. Sorry, not Rigoni, it was King. It was courage and great defence from Yarrawonga. Gibbons applies a tackle on Graham. Ball up inside 50 for North Albury. Another tight game, please, Winky. What's the other scores for us, if you can?
No real tight ones. 6-9-45. The Albury Tigers still lead 4-9-33. Bulldogs have kicked away 84-45. Spitter with 5 goals in that contest.
Against the Raiders, the Wodonga Derby. Ball in the middle of Button Park here. Clever from Fraser onto Fraunfelder. They link up by hand beautifully. Wheeler and also Wall all involved. Is it a free kick downfield? It is. Anyway. It's a mark either way to Charlie McKenna. But it's a free kick for downfield. A tackle from Foster Gardner. And Charlie McKenna will line up for his 3rd goal. You watch him snap around here. Run around, he'll do the snapperoo, Bobby J.
Just a clever tap from young Fraser. We both saw it and we thought, geez, that's clever straight away. And they got it out and run a wheeler into space. And this young fella, gee whiz, he continues to impress as he goes around the corner.
Charlie McKenna runs around the corner and he has kicked that awfully across goals. It lands in play still. Urquhart goes after the football. He's going to try and tap this towards Cogill. Picks the footy up. Graham applies a tackle on him. Harry Wheeler signs it up from the pocket. Squares it to the top of the goal square. Paddy Waugh flies. Fraunfelder stays down. Gets a hand pass away. Broomhead left the football behind. Finlay's kick towards goal was intercepted by Hayes. And North Albury have the numbers in defence. Flynn Gardner is going to bounce the football and run with pace. Archie Jakes chases after him. Applies a really good effort as he just kicked the ball. Then Flynn Gardner. King, his intended target on ground level, gives away a free kick for a trip. Go Archie! It's a free kick here to Dan Howe, is it?
That was a great chase down by young Archie Jakes. Just enough to drag the Flynn Gardner off balance. Ooh.
Dan Howe tries to take on King and get tackled. Elliott with a left foot kick in towards Paddy Waugh. Hayes just did enough to impact the contest. Crelly tackled. The umpire says, I'll have it. In attack here for Yarrawonga.
That's a trait, a young fella. That's fantastic. Chased Flynn Gardner, looked like he was away, but just never gave in and just the old fingertip grab on the shorts and put him off balance to turn the footy over.
Yarrawonga in control. They lead by 19 points, 61-42. There's a free kick for a hold here.
Yeah, Gardner played that well there.
And the umpire, non-officiating at the time, gives away a free kick for a hold. So Yarrawonga kicked the last 4 goals in this game.
19 points. That might be an important point. That's 4 goals they've got to kick. North Albury, they've got to get the ball moving forward.
You go back to big moments in the game, and Chris Iannelli had a chance to put North Albury 14 points in front, and he hit the post. As Kotzer marks down the wing, he played on and kicked it straight into Lizard Keynes. He got it back, though, and he kicks towards the centre of the ground. Jack King marks for North Albury. Feel like they need a score from this opportunity. He goes forward and goes in towards Moncrief, who pushed forward for North Albury. Kicked a big goal last week to Christian Moncrief, and he will line up pretty much directly in front, 45 metres out.
It sounds silly, but that smother that, as we play on to Hazy.
He plays on to Julian Hayes, who sizes it up from 40 and kicks a Sunjan goal today. A captain's goal from Julian Hayes. Margins back to 13 points, 48-61. Still life in this ball game at Button Park.
Certainly isn't. Yeah, Hazy's made a living of that, Julian, hasn't he, really? He just runs around the back that many times, and that was a focus area for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and we heard Big Leroy at quarter time to re-emphasise that all day, but yet he's just a handball receive king, and that's bread and butter for Hayes.
He's up to 21 disposals and a goal, Julian, so his return last week was good, and then today he's gone to another level once again.
So Julian Hayes running around the back and kicking an important goal for North Albury. Broomhead out of the clearance, sends the Hoppers forward once again, positioning himself there in the hole. There was Urquhart, probably should have got a free kick. North Albury win the ball back at half forward. Penny gets around a tackle from Wilson, on to McIntosh, hand passes to King, Banana on the run from Jack King. It's across the face for a minor score. Margin at 2 goals. 7-7-49, 9-7-61 for Border Carpets Wodonga. We've played 16 minutes for NZ fourth quarter.
There's that important point back, Panda, so it's back to 2 even kicks now. So it's a different ball game even now from 3 minutes ago where Yarrawonga seemed to have all the play. Kogel had a shot at goal that could have made it 25 points, and all of a sudden it's the game's back in the clinches now.
So the birds floating across Button Park here at the moment. We have a mark here. Geordie Urquhart has the footy at half back here for Yarrawonga. What a fortnight he's had. Jordan Urquhart hugs the boundary line. North Albury with the numbers on the wing. Harry Wheeler at ground level did well. Keeps the footy in and gains 40 yards here for Yarrawonga. Ball at half forward. Hayes was clever. Has to retreat to Hayes. Sorry, Eckhart gives it back to Julian Hayes. Dangerous switch across goals, but it works out here for James Pope, and they are out, Bobby J. Angus Crelly has the footy at half back. He's going to come inboard here, is he? No. Takes a bounce. Likes McIntosh at half forward, but turns it over.
Geez, they've done that well, Yarrawonga. They zoned off beautifully, protected the space, and the teammates worked really, really hard across the middle of the ground. And protecting the space in the leading lanes is where Dan Howe actually took that mark where Cooper McIntosh was leading into.
So Michael Gibbons goes on the right, grabs his right leg as soon as he kicked that football. Michael Gibbons, something not right with the back of his right knee.
Yeah, I don't know
he just shook his head.
I'm not sure if it's a hamstring or just something.
Or a high calf, or it's a strange one.
He's still staying out there, so it must be something else.
Boundary throw-in, 50 around from Yarrawonga goal. Broomhead has no opponent on him at this stoppage. Fraser wins the footy. Inside 50. Oh, slips catch. Campbell almost took the mark. Hayes racking up the Sharon. Goes to Ralph, onto Crelly. Good kick. Oh, in towards Penny or Broomhead. They got in each other's way. Broomhead at ground level was super clean. Out the backhand pass to Crelly. Onto Graham, who had Indy Kotzer down the wing. Just went over his head, though, and it's turned over. Dan Howe with a wonderful mark. He's had an epic last quarter, Dan Howe.
He's been really good all day, hasn't he? He's just stood in the way. Intercept marks, I reckon he's probably had 6 or 7. But that was a really poor kick. He had 2 ruckmen to kick to, and he's kicked it to the smaller man out of the 3.
Yep.
Disappointed with that.
All he had to do was kick it to Indy Kotzer, 20 metres in front of him, Bobby J, young Zach Graham.
Or even further over the back where our man was standing. So it's disappointing.
Yarrawonga had the footy at half forward here. Cam Wilson runs after the Sharon. Happy to see it across the line for a boundary throw-in front of the Cam bar. Yarrawonga lead by 2 goals, 61-49.
Just Cam Wilson's had some sort of day. He's really worked hard offensively and defensively. I've got a gut feeling he's been going toe-to-toe with Timmy Broomhead.
19 minutes into this last quarter for the Great Outdoors. Yarrawonga by 2 kicks. Half forward ball, and Foster Gardner tackles Jordan Urquhart. We'll go around the grounds whenever you can, Winky.
So quarters
for
been
Ray
going
for Wodonga.
26, 25 and 27 minutes. We've just ticked over 20-minute mark right now.
So we've probably got 5 or 6 left, Bobby J.
Yeah, I'm thinking
we've only had 3 goals in this last quarter. So North Albury want to kick a goal in a hurry if there are any chance. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that they need to kick 2 or 3 goals, mate, yes.
Thank you for the Newmarket Hotel. Oh, in trouble there is Indy Kotzer, who's just been pinged holding the ball here. And Maxi Finlay can take all the time in the world to kick this from 50 and put the result beyond doubt.
Any score here. Any score, an important point. Takes the 13 points. He's got to get it right to the line, if not over.
He's definitely got the journey here, Maxi Finlay.
He's gone back to War Road to actually kick this footy.
He's gone back to the Newmarket Hotel,
That's
where we will head straight after this game. So Finlay is going to kick from 50, gets good purchase. It's across the face, but it is a minor score. Trying to claim that mark is Ben Cogill, but the umpire is not buying that. But it's an important point.
Not the worst result.
Not the worst result at all. 9-8-62 Yarrawonga, 7-7-49 North Albury. Julian Hayes kick-in duties towards Campbell. Yarrawonga are applying good pressure here at half forward. Looking hand pass back to Julian Hayes. Brought down at a big tackle, holding the ball. And a free kick here to Yarrawonga at half forward. Winning all the important one-on-ones in this last quarter, Bobby J.
They certainly are. That was a great tackle. They're often running in numbers there, but the Yarrawonga picked off the player that was going to get the footy, which was Julian Hayes. And just incorrect disposal. Got rewarded the free kick. They're actually slowing it right down here.
Yep. So we've played 21 and a half minutes in this last quarter. And Jordan Urquhart has the footy in front of the cam bar. Getting a lot of advice is Jordan Urquhart. Oh, it's a floating mongrel kick inside 50. Not to the advantage of any teammate. Foster Gardner tackled straight away. Cam Wilson just handballs the footy across the line. For a boundary throw-in. The right end for a Yarrawonga Pigeon fan. Winky. Numbers in this last quarter for 40 Winks.
Dan Howes had the 5. Jack Elliott, Mick Gibbons and Cam Wilson have all had 4.
13 points the margin favouring Yarrawonga. Late stages, final term. Jack Elliott out of the ruck. Oh, almost kicked the goal. Hit the post. Margin at 14 points.
Hit the fat part of the stick.
It certainly did.
Wangaratta Rovers 40. Albury still lead 46.
So that one's evened up. Julian Hayes, raking kick out of defence, finds Penny. So North Albury need 3 goals in 5 minutes here. They've been brave once again. But it could be another honourable loss, which they are over in 2026. Penny goes down the line. Big pack of players. Flying over the top was Graham. At ground level as McIntosh runs into traffic, gives it back to Penny, who's going to try and switch the football aggressively. Goes backwards to go forwards to Hayes. They've covered the switch beautifully here, Bobby J. Yarrawonga.
I just watched that then. The run defensively by the Yarrawonga, as we speak, is they take a dangerous kick inside the ground, inside the corridor.
They do, as Crelly is tackled straight away.
See, that kick, the high risk, high reward, but geez, if it's just teams just coached themselves how to defend that part of the ground really, really well, and that was well done by Yarrawonga.
Kotzer down towards Broomhead, tackled by Wilson straight away, and another ball up in the middle of the ground.
That's saying honourable loss. Outside the English cricket team, every sporting team in the world hates that.
Yep. Well, it's a moral victory for England, isn't it?
Oh, give me a spell.
We'll get your thoughts maybe post-game, Bobby J, on the
another Kiwi
on the coaching setup there.
They wanted everybody except for a Pom.
You should put your hand up, Bobby J.
Oh, nah.
You would have done a better job than Ben and McCullum, I can assure you that.
I'd rather slam a you-know-what still.
Okay. Foster Gardner runs over the football. Julian Hayes tackled. So it feels like this one's over.
Blood rule.
We've played 24 minutes in this last quarter.
Young Archie Jakes, is it?
Can we just get an update on the Lavington Wangaratta game if we can, please, David Dawson-Wink?
I sure can, Blake. If you give me 1 minute, I'll get that up for you.
He's hanging on, our man Winky. Was BOG at his sister's wedding last night in Canberra.
There can't be long left. 81-61, the Magpies lead that one over there at the Lavington Sports Ground.
And just drop in whenever you have an update from the WJ Finlay Oval as well. The Rovers versus Albury. There'll be Albury supporters listening to this going, surely we won't beat the Rovers. Lost 7 on a trot, the Tigers. They lead the Wangaratta Rovers right now. Another stoppage in the middle of Button Park. Kotzer just slaps it forward. It clean bowls everyone. Zach Graham puts his head over the pill. Rigoni's hand pass intercepted by Dan Howe, who's had some last quarter. Here's McKenna. Inside 50 here for Yarrawonga. Just bounces in front of McKimmie. We have a boundary throw and attack here for the Pigeons, who lead at the 25th minute mark by 14 points. 63-49 here on O&M Live. Fourth term for the great outdoors. This is where we start to think about our Revel Training Player of the Day, our MVP votes. As Bobby J just starting to get himself ready to head down the boundary. And there's a free kick here going the way of Gus Gardner. It's against Zach Fraser.
Still 6 points of difference at Finlay Oval, 25 minutes into the last quarter.
Oh, courage shown there by Foster Gardner. His brother Gus put him under the pump with a hospital ball. He tracked back with no sight for the footy.
Jeez,
and the incoming traffic, and he's got up here, Foster Gardner. That is as tough as
We
nails.
expect nothing less from those boys.
Absolutely crunched he was. As the siren sounds here at Button Park, they had to do it the hard way, Yarrawonga. They trailed by 8 points midway through the third quarter, but they kicked 4 of the last 5 goals to run away 14-point winners. 9-9-63 the Pigeons. North Albury 7-7-49. And Yarrawonga looks set to play finals footy in 2026 as Bobby J is going to head down to the boundary and catch up with our Rebel training player of the day. So an early finish here on O&M Live. 4:17 is the time I have, Winky, and we've got a game finished.
Seems very early, doesn't it?
Very early indeed.
There's 25 minutes gone at the one down at Wangaratta. But, yeah, I think we're certainly a lot earlier than normal. We started on time and everything.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So Albury have beaten the Wangaratta Rovers. Wow. Albury have beaten the Wang Rovers. Jake Ryan has just kicked a goal. They lead by 2 goals. And Albury will win. That game's still going. The Wodonga Bulldogs lead 93-54 over the Raiders. Wangaratta lead Lavington, and Myrtleford lead Corrier by 20 points. So a closest round in the end, outside of one game, the Wodonga Derby. So if you're just joining us here on O&M Live, Yarrawonga kicked 4 of the last 5 goals. They were really challenged in that third quarter, and they run away 14-point winners over a gallant North Albury once again. And I just feel like they'll be once again annoyed, Winky, with an honourable loss at Button Park.
Yeah, well, Bobby said it just before, and every single side in the world outside of the English cricket team hates the words honourable loss because, you know, while you look at them and go, oh, we're competitive, we compete, it only gets you so far. You need to start winning some of these games, and that's what really gives you confidence.
So Yarrawonga have just been brought into their own huddle here, actually. And Bobby J is... You need to hunt somebody down, Bobby J, because they're going to run away in a second.
Yeah, I'm on the hunt here for where are we?
The microphone might just run out of room if you don't pull somebody up soon, Bobby J.
I need to grab some soon. Where's Big Howie? Where's Howie?
It looks like Dan Howe's going to be our Rebel training player of the day. He was excellent today, Bobby J. Good choice.
I've got Dan Howe here, mate. A tough old win, mate. You lost some troops there along the journey.
Yeah, it was a fantastic win. Lost a few troops. Went in with a few injured, so to grind out a win was a great result, and good momentum heading into the back end.
You controlled things across half back. I think you probably needed to at certain stages where North Albury got control of the game and moved the footy pretty well. You slotted in there quite nicely at times. Yeah,
credit to North. They were fantastic in their ball movement. Probably after quarter time, they really troubled us. But we were able to sort of regroup and cause some turnovers and get scores on the back of that.
There's some good young fellas that are coming through this side. You got Forge, you got Jakes, you got young Keensey down the back as well. But Charlie McKenna up forward didn't touch the footy a lot, but he kicked some important goals.
That's all you need is a small forward, isn't it? A couple of goals and he plays his role.
Well, young Wall kicked a goal early and challenged Basil for celebrations, but Basil kicked one and got one back on him.
It was pretty. It was a pretty good celebration, wasn't it? I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah. Very important win for your season moving forward. That pretty much locks up 5th spot, or the top 5, I suppose, and you move forward into finals with some sort of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got our sights on top 3, and we'll be aiming for that.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Dan Howe, I reckon that's one of the better games I've seen Dan Howe play, Winky. Did we do his numbers in the end?
Yeah, he had 19.
But they were an important 19 touches, weren't they?
I'd be shocked if he turned more than 3 of those over. Like he used the ball so well and takes the tough kicks.
And took some really important intercept marks as well. Yeah. Did Dan Howe. So well done to Yarrawonga, who were challenged and had to come 14 points away with a win there in the end. So Bobby J is... we just turned his microphone off. He's having a chat with Zave Leslie as we speak, but we'll see if we can get into the rooms. We'll see if our microphone gets over there to Button Park. So just give us some numbers if you can, Winky, for 40 Winks.
Yeah, so Timmy Broomhead finished the day with 33 touches. He was fantastic. He's the leading disposal winner on the 40 wing stat sheet. Julian Hayes had 26. Jack Penny had 24. Benny Riccone had 18. Was really well held. Had 9 in that third term. And then Foster Gardner had 15 as well. And then over on the Pigeons side, Cam Wilson had 21. Dan Howe had the 19, as we said. Jack Elliott had 18. And Harry Wheeler and Michael Gibbons had the 15 apiece.
So I don't even think Bobby J is going to put the cans on to try and get the song. What's Bobby J doing? He doesn't even have the headphones on. And he is not even going to try and get the song.
He's just talking as Ave Leslie,
He's just talking as Ave Leslie. That is just extraordinary. We're definitely going to pull him up about that. Anyway, let's take a break. Full time here at Button Park. Yarrawonga Lynn 9-9-63 over North Albury 7-7-49. Stay with us. Our post-game shows on the other side of this. It's R&M Live on 2AY, where you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.